3 minutes.
We are the New York Knicks. I'm back. Back in the New York. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New York. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks is taking no shorts just like winter.
New York, New York.
New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is
K-N-I-C-K-S.
Everybody say go New York, go New York, go!
Go New York, go New York, go!
Everybody, welcome to the New York Knicks podcast, episode 545, part of Dash Radio. Martin is joining us today. How you doing, Martin?
Hey, Jay, what's going on? It seems like we just did this yesterday.
I know. So we're doing our live fantasy draft, which starts in 2 minutes. And we're doing auction style. You can check it out, twitch.tv/crumpledbacon. And so I'm going to try and talk to you and drink whiskey and do the draft. So this should go very well.
Yeah, sure it will.
Although last season I was absolutely devastated after the draft. I thought I did horrible, and I ended up finishing in first. So I guess it worked out.
I think you got made fun of a lot for your picks, but they ended up working out.
Yeah. I mean, everyone got injured right before the playoffs, so I lost in the first round, but it was a good regular season. I was the Portland Trailblazers.
Well, I don't know about them this year. I don't think so. But
yeah,
I think, you had a lot of Knicks, and the Knicks outperformed what they were supposed to last year.
I didn't have a lot. I think I only had one. Yeah, which is one more than I usually have. I mean,
Right.
a couple of years ago, it was like Kevin Knox was like a top 5 player on the team, so you don't really want to do that.
No. Well, it'll be interesting now that they've got a couple new guys. I mean, they played a preseason game like a playoff game last night.
Yeah, did you watch that? That was like they were going.
I
all
did.
out. It was like,
I just don't want them to shoot their loads in the preseason, and then by the time we get to the regular season, it's over.
Yeah. I mean, I do appreciate how into it they are. Like,
well, that's Thibodeau, right? They'll go through a wall for that guy.
Yeah, seriously, he's really good at motivating players. So, we got the draft in 30 seconds. I am.
What pick are you?
I am 4th, but since it's auction style, I'm just nominating, and then anybody can outbid.
Okay. Was it auction last year?
Yeah.
It was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it adds a whole nother layer of, because I mean.
So is the order random, or is it based on last year's finish?
So you can pick anybody you want to go up, or if you don't pick anybody, it'll go in order of rank.
Oh, I see.
And that is
Not keep.
the
It's
start
not a
of the
keepers
draft.
league. You were drafting from scratch, right?
Was it?
It's not a keepers league. You're drafting from scratch.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because I liked my team from last year. All right, so we have somebody nominating right now. So yeah, if he has 14 seconds to nominate somebody. If he doesn't, it'll be Jokic, and he picked Jokic anyway.
Now, where do you see that?
There might be a little bit of a lag.
Oh, is it the lag? There it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's already up to $66. So you have $200 for 13 positions.
Okay.
So
the strategy is, do you shoot your load on really good players, or do you spread the wealth, right?
Right. You could spend $70-$80 on 2 players and then kind of just fill in. You can go like the Lakers strategy, or you can go like a Knicks strategy with a bunch of like mid-levels.
Right.
It's tough. It's tough because I mean.
Did you make a lot of trades last year, or you kind of just did free agency?
I really just did free agency. I forget who. There was one guy I got a ton of offers for, and I turned them all down. Tyler Herro, and he ended up having a horrible season, and I should have taken any of those offers. So Jokic went for 73. See, so like Jokic's going to put up a triple double, but
wow,
that guy's down to $127.
He's down to $27, right?
So it's tough.
Yep. All right, now Luka. Are we just going to draft guys that end in IC? Is that what we're just going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to. We still have Vucevic. We have Nurkic.
Aren't there a couple of who are the guys that have the same last name? There's a couple of guys like that. I forgot what their names are, but I mean, Luka is probably going to go for the same, right? You would have to think.
Yeah. Luka's definitely going to go. I mean, he puts up.
And it's an
monster
advantage
numbers.
that he plays two spots, whereas he's credited for two spots, I guess.
Yeah,
right? Point guard and shooting
I
guard.
don't know why he could play shooting guard, but yeah, I mean he's going to average probably a triple double this season. So I mean it's really good. I just get a little
You wanna
antsy
just-
paying that much for one person.
Yep.
I get it because he's going to put up probably best numbers in the league this year.
Yeah, but there's a bidding war right now, right? It's up to 80. Well, on the screen it's 83. It might be a little
Yeah.
higher
Yeah.
live.
So I mean, 83
Yep.
is. I mean that's one of the one players where I think it might be worth it going up really high. That's not my strategy, but I get it.
Well, here's another one because he lights up all the categories too.
Giannis, yeah, he's he's not even going to ding you as much on free throws as he used to.
He figured it out at the end.
Yeah, he's shooting close to 70%. That's not killer. That's
He's
not
been
like
in a slump. That was his issue. It was
Yeah.
just a slump. So what is it? 30 seconds per pick?
it's 30 seconds, but I think every time you bid, it goes back up to 10
Oh,
seconds.
okay, I see.
So Giannis went for 71.
So now who's next?
So there's 14 people in this league too. So like, with less people, you can go a little higher because I don't know, or maybe you have to go higher with more people because there's less good players to go on for each team.
Right.
Yeah, that probably drives the bidding up in the leagues like this. Couple years ago, we did 16 teams, and that was just ridiculous.
Yeah, because then you're done scrubs filling up the roster.
Well, not only
right?
that, the draft was like 4.5 hours.
Two
and I
two
was
hours.
like-
Yeah, I was in a football draft earlier this year, and it took way too long.
Yeah. I was like,
I wanted to like kill myself. So Sabonis, really, he's the fifth guy, huh?
he
I
puts
mean, he's good,
Yeah.
but I don't know about Indiana. But someone's got to sure, I guess. But
I mean,
they
he
were
puts up
disappointing last
great
year.
numbers. A little bit
Yeah,
of
no, he's a great player.
little bit of an injury worry with him.
Yep.
He's up to 48. I bid up to 44, but that was
It's interesting how like the first three guys went 70 to 80 something, and now we're down to like 48.
mm-hmm.
It's a big drop off. Now who's next?
Somehow that was my nomination, by the way.
Oh, Sabonis.
Yeah, I don't
Do you know? Did you mean to?
No.
Oh.
No. I think it automatically did it. I have
No.
I have players in my queue that I want, and
And it didn't go to the top of your queue. I would think that's what it's supposed
pulled
to
the
do.
top of the list of the players I want
Oh, okay. So, well, he was the highest ranked probably.
based on projected dollar value, but
Right.
it went for higher than I wanted. So Embiid,
Yeah, I hate him.
I
know he does a lot, but I can't stand him. And that team is wacky with this Ben Simmons stuff.
yeah, his injury risk just scares the hell out of me.
He's been an injury waiting to happen since college.
Yeah, I try and stay away from anybody who has even a real
Yeah,
injury
reliability is the best availability, or what do they say?
And
The best
I-
ability is reliability or
And I had a
availability.
fully healthy team all season until
And that's how you want it, right?
Like,
Well,
yeah,
you
well-
just give away your strategy. Hopefully, no one else steals it.
I mean,
Oh, here's
so-
another IC, as we were talking about.
So Embiid went for 56. Now we got Vucevic.
That's going to be a better team. Remember how I actually, if you remember, I predicted the Hawks would have a good year last year.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the Bulls are that team this year.
I had Vucevic for like 6 straight years, and then everybody else caught on. And now he goes for way more. I was getting him for like $15-20 for like years.
Yeah, I think the league and fantasy has caught up. Yes.
Yeah, he's going to go for at least 40, I would think.
They've definitely turned that team over a little bit. I
They're
think they
gonna
could
be
make the
interesting.
playoffs.
They're going to be interesting. I mean, they got Ball and DeRozan, and
Yep.
they already have Levine. No defense,
You-
but a lot of good players on there.
No, but I don't know. I don't know if you need a whole bunch of defense these days to at least make the playoffs. The East is still weak.
It's
I
a
don't know
lot
if it's
better
ever
than
going to
it
be.
used to be.
Well, yeah, that's true. But like, you think about the Atlantic Division outside of the Nets. I don't know.
I just got Vooch for 40.
There you go.
I mean,
So you're on the board.
he's going to put up numbers.
Yep.
He doesn't get injured that often. I feel like this is going to be his last really good year.
You think? Oh, you think it's downhill from here?
He's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
I feel like he's still got one more in him though, so that's why I went for it. James Harden.
Ugh.
I mean,
He
if Kyrie
he
doesn't-
had a good year. He was actually the problem is his availability, right? It's another guy, right? He doesn't play all the games.
I mean, he does rest, but he doesn't have an extensive injury history.
He got hurt last year, though, right?
He got
That
hurt in
was
the playoffs. Still played, but probably shouldn't have.
No, no, the strip clubs didn't do him in last year. It was actually his health.
I mean, if Kyrie misses 40 games, then
Even if he gets vaccinated, he's still going to sit games.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
yeah.
He never plays a full slate.
yeah. So he's up
Durant should be an interesting thing in this league, right? Because he's another one who's got a sketchy injury past,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
give him those breaks, like load management. Load management's detrimental in this type of thing. So what is
So
Harden up to? Almost 70?
Nice, $69.
Yeah. Right, goes right with the strip clubs he's going to go to. All right. Who's next? See, also, if I look at, you don't have it in Zoom, right? No.
What?
Like this is delay, so I can't see who you see who's coming
Oh
before
yeah, it's
I
Curry.
do.
It's Curry. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
5 seconds.
He's he gets hurt, but he doesn't get hurt for long periods of time, except that 1 year. I don't count the COVID year.
Yeah, no, Curry's been pretty solid. I mean, he had those ankle worries at the beginning of his career, and then he got lowballed for his contract, and then like never got injured again. Then he was underpaid
Yeah.
for like 4 years.
But you got Thompson coming back, right? So that should be helpful. Is he coming back?
Eventually, they're saying Christmas,
Yeah.
but some people are thinking maybe January, which is only a week later anyway.
And who cares about what's his nuts who doesn't want to get the vaccine?
Oh, Wiggins, he
useless.
got it.
Wiggins, yeah, well, he got it because he didn't want to lose all his money.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, really,
It's not
there's
even
only
that good.
about 10 holdouts in the whole NBA now, and only 2 of them are relevant: Beal and Kyrie.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how many players are left. I heard the NHL was like 4 or 5, something like don't have vaccines.
I mean, the NBA is down to like 5%, which comes out to about 10 people.
Okay, that's not bad.
Curry's up to $79.
A lot of offense, and you get some steals with him too.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna dominate threes.
But I don't know. I think that's too many. I think your strategy makes sense. Spread the wealth as much as you can.
Yeah.
I like this team name, Sam Milwaukee O'Burs. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we didn't even say the team names. We should say them while they're going. So Duhan got Curry for $79.
Youch.
I stole my name from a comment section because I thought it was really funny. It's Grin and Barrett.
That's a good one. I'm just trying to see the other one.
Got Noel, high IQ.
Unicorn Lover. Oh God, someone's still in love with him.
Okay, here we go. Durant.
Is
Getting old.
Durant?
We're getting
He's
old
gonna
again.
go for high 70s. He's got to.
I would think
All
so.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is he really gonna go for 63? I'm tempted to jump in on that.
I would bid anything in the 60s at this point.
I'm bidding on that.
70s is iffy.
Am I gonna get him for 64? Okay.
Is this against the law for you to get a net?
I know. I don't feel great about it, but like,
Oh, I think you got
I
him.
got him for 64. I'll take that.
That's cheap
Yeah.
compared to the other guys. It's load management. That's the thing that people freak out about.
Yeah, I feel good about that.
Oh boy, you're not allowed to draft him.
No, I won't.
Our
do
arch
that.
enemy.
Trae Young.
He's gonna have a good year. I think his coming out party, obviously, we saw it.
You know, if Trae Young was on the Knicks, he'd be our favorite player.
Of course, he's that guy, right? The guy,
the guy who's
you
the
hate
villain but
unless if he's
loves
on
it.
your team.
I mean, the Knicks haven't had a good villain in like ever. Like even in the '90s when they were good, like Miller was a villain. Like doing the choke.
No, they never had the Knicks. I mean, who's the biggest jerk on the Knicks, like according to the rest of the league? Oakley or McDaniel, maybe.
Maybe McDaniel. Could be McDaniel. Could be I don't know, Anthony Mason, maybe.
Ah, he was liked. He wasn't. He was a gentle giant kind of guy.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was like, "Oh my God, Anthony Mason, what a jerk."
Like every player looks like Mason now, but Mason back then was like one of the only like super jacked players.
Yeah, yeah, he was just cut.
I'm reading a book, Knicks of the '90s, and like,
I heard it just came out not that long ago, right?
right, yeah,
Like how it's what is it like? How they almost won or something is like the subtitle of it or something.
uh,
The
yeah,
team that
it's-
almost won it all, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's good, but it's like they bring up a couple other like, even though they were really good, they made a lot of stupid moves too. It's like they could have had Pippen and just
Yeah.
frustrating stuff.
Well, that's Madison Square Garden for you.
Apparently, the Anthony Mason trade was really bad too. So LaMelo Ball is up to 39.
I don't know. He's pretty good, and it's another year under his belt. I don't
Trey
know.
Young
You
went
might
for
want to bid.
56. To
Are you
LaMelo.
bidding in or no?
Trey Young, no. LaMelo, no.
No, Lamelo. I mean,
No. I mean, I'm down to half my money already, so I need to.
yeah. So you got to pull back a little.
I need to look at the bargain bin guys already.
How many spots? 12?
13.
13.
Yeah, I have less than half my money, and I have two guys, but pretty happy with
Yeah.
Durant. I mean,
For what you got him for.
yeah, $64. That's. I haven't had like a super all star on my team in years because I always wait for the first like 25 picks to go.
Changing it up.
Yep. Well, I mean, I thought Durant was going to go for 70 or 80, so like I had to get in on that.
Yep.
So LaMelo went for 41. Tatum's up. He's up to 30, 40 already. Jesus. 45.
That's a weird team.
That is a weird team. I don't know about the Celtics. It's like they have good players, but it's a weird fit. And
Something's missing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like they messed up a couple years ago when they had all those picks and everything. And
it's kind of weird
They're-
that the
they're-
Knicks have their backcourt from last year.
yeah.
But I mean, the
You know what
deals they're
actually
on-
really destroyed them is when what's his face got hurt, who's on Charlotte now. That just ruined everything and threw them off kilter.
Gordon Hayward. Yeah, they were like on the cusp
yeah.
of championship, and like that
Right.
kind of just
Messed it all up.
yeah.
You don't put it on one player, but that was really a really big curve thrown at them.
Yeah. Jason Tatum went for 52. So I think we probably still have 3 or 4 more players that are going to go in the 50s or higher, and then it'll start dropping pretty quick.
Yep. How
Zach.
much is I can't read something King? He's got to be running out of money already.
Hezbollah King, he's down to $20.
He's got like $1 left per player.
Pretty much. So who does he have? He has Embiid, Doncic, and LaMelo.
Yeah. And here's Zach Levine. See, this is where you got to stay away because you don't want too many Bulls, right?
You can have a couple players from the same team. It's just
Well, you can, but you're putting a lot of. They're going to be fighting for the ball, right? You want to have a little diversification, I guess.
I think 2 players from the same team's fine. It's just I don't know. Is Zach Levine gonna have a down year because he got his money, or did he get his money yet, or is that this year?
I don't know if he got paid yet.
Oh yeah, he's still in a contract year. He actually might be really
Yeah.
good. So that went for 38. That's not bad.
If he's in a walk year. Van Vliet. That's early for him.
Yeah,
That's another strange team.
That's the cool thing about the auction style. You can put up whoever you want. I did like
Right.
I put up like Alfred Payton as a joke, and nobody bid on him, and I wasted a roster spot on him last season. I don't know if you remember. I was so mad.
I do remember that.
I was so upset.
But there were a lot of people we thought you wasted roster spots on. They ended up working out.
Yeah. Well, the Payton one did not.
No.
So
Well, at least Julius Randle, right? He looks like he's back after
Yeah.
the invisible playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I worry about that, though. I wonder if, like, big spotlight games, he struggles.
He
Fine.
said it was because it was his first time, and I think he'll be fine next time. I mean, the season before he had a lot of turnovers and he worked on that. And this
Right.
season he had jitters. I'm sure he worked on that. Like
He just looked off
he
kilter.
did.
and
But I feel like he's the type of guy who recognizes
learn
his
from it.
faults and then like works on it. On like Simmons who can't shoot and he's like, well, I'm just gonna bang Kardashians and not work on my shot.
I can't believe he's going to end up playing for the Sixers in some way, shape, or form. Without any preseason, I doubt he worked on his game much. The fans are going to kill him. They're going to kill him.
Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, if he was worried about, the media and stuff, like they're going to destroy him now.
He needs to go to like Sacramento or something and some kind of witness protection.
I've never,
team where nobody
I've never
cares.
seen a player try to push the way out with 4 years left on their contract. They're just like
When you have no talent outside of maybe defense and passing.
I mean, I think he's a very good player, but like he doesn't have the kind of.
I wouldn't guard
pull.
him outside. He can't shoot.
No. I mean, he can
It's a
rebound, he can
liability.
pass, and he's a really good defender.
Right.
Yeah, total liability on offense, kind of. So Van Fleet went for.
It's like
38.
you're playing with a penalty kill with him on offense.
Yeah,
But
yeah. That's why the Lakers are weird because they have like 2-3 guys on their starting lineup. That's going to be like sketchy shooting. So it should be interesting to see how that works out. So Lillard's going to be the last big buck guy. He's up to 60.
not even LeBron.
No, I think LeBron is. I think LeBron's going to go in the 40s, but I don't think he's going to go 60s, 70s anymore. I think he takes too many days off, and
Yeah.
at 38, I think people are like, he's got to taper off at some point, right? Like even HGH.
Not with all
doesn't-
that. Not with all that money and trickery he does in probably some foreign country like Kobe did.
secret trips to Miami with Wade.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, the Lakers will be good again. We know this.
Lillard went
you
for
don't-
67. That's fair.
Let's see where.
Oh, there we go, Kyrie.
Oh God,
This should be interesting. Like,
I'd say under 20. He's not reliable.
I mean, if he
If
he
he
gets
plays,
the vaccine
sure.
tomorrow, like then it's going to be a total steal.
Yeah,
for,
but
like,
he
under
has
40.
something else. If it's not a vaccine, it's the Earth is flat, or some kind of
Yeah, that's what I
other
love from people, like,
controversy that's going on in the world.
you got to respect his opinion. I'm like, no, he thinks the Earth is flat. I'm not respecting.
I don't
his
have to
opinion
respect
on-
anything.
on anything. Yeah.
He's allowed to have his opinion. Sure. Do I have to respect it? No.
No, I mean, people 500 years ago figured out the Earth isn't.
Honestly, dude needs to retire. Like, just if you want to pursue all your other fun, retire. Just retire.
Yeah. Well, if he doesn't
Horrible
retire,
teammate.
if he doesn't retire, he gets 17 million, even if he doesn't play in New York.
Well, you can't have it both ways, right? Like,
Well, apparently he can because
well, I get
he's making 34.
the
but if-
Jordan rules is the Irving rules, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, he's due for 34, but if he doesn't get vaccinated, he still gets 17.
Well, I guess if I don't have to go to work and make $17 million, sounds good to me.
The rules are so weird though because like he can't play in New York because they have a no indoor vaccination rule, but Beal, who's unvaccinated, could play in New York because he doesn't play for a New York team.
I guess it's like where you're employed and where your
Right, but
taxes
just-
are being
it
paid
just
out of.
Seems really weird to me. Like, is it safe or is it not safe?
I think it should just be universal, one way or the other.
Yeah, no, I agree. So Beal's
About
Irving's
30.
up to 30. I mean, yeah, like we said, if he plays, it's going to be a steal. If he sits out for the whole
I just
season,
think the risk reward. He's not going to. It's either injuries or some sort of controversy. It's always something. Like I don't know. Not a good fantasy play for me.
So he went for
32?
what? 32. Risky.
I think that's too much.
In Tibbs we trust. Not in Kyrie I trust.
Nope.
Towns. This will be the last.
Another person that I would never touch.
Towns. Yeah, this is gonna be the last guy who's going for like 50, 60.
He might get traded
Maybe
at some point.
Maybe
He's on the trading block. There were rumors about the Knicks. I'm like, no.
I would
Do we
only
not know how him and Thibodeau kind of? I don't think they ended it well, did they?
No, and the Knicks seem to be building a 90s esque defensive team, and that doesn't work with
Right. No.
Towns, who doesn't play any defense.
Yeah, he can't be a number one or a number two. I think that's the problem.
Right. I mean, his offense is insane, but like
Yeah, but
his defense almost neutralizes that.
yep. So that's another witness protection team, Minnesota. Like
Yeah.
they're nothing.
Every season I draft one player from Minnesota, and every year I regret it. So I'm not drafting anybody from that entire roster this year.
There you go.
So what did he go
Again,
for?
I don't know if I could even name another T Wolf, but I'm sure I could if I'd be like, oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, the bidding's still going. I was like, what did he go for? Is it like
Pretty
they're still
high,
bidding on him?
61.
Yeah. So projected salary 52, average salary 56.6.
So the league likes him.
Our league is always higher on every average salary. Just I think because a lot of leagues have 10 players and we have 14. So like
I see.
we always bid
Oh.
higher.
Who are you nominating? You're the next nominator.
Who am I nominating? I'm gonna nominate LeBron James and see what happens.
Oh, you're doing it.
I'm doing it. So Towns for 63.
Now we've been told he's vaccinated.
Yes, we have been told that.
Believe what you want.
How much money do I have? I have 96. Okay. I think
I still think he's going to have a good year. I think it's wacky to say. I think he's underrated
LeBron.
at this point. Yeah, I do. I hate him, but I think he's underrated.
He is so hard to root for, but he's
Impossible to
incredible.
root for.
Yeah, I don't get.
I don't
how
know.
people root
He
for him.
fools a lot of Americans, though.
Yeah,
People love him.
I know.
I think he's a complete phony.
Well, one, he's a phony, and two, he's pretty much an asshole. I mean, like,
Yep,
The-
and he's shown it.
Yeah.
No shaking hands, walking off the court before series ends.
yeah, all that stuff. Like, that's so hard to root for, but like, people are front runners, and he's great.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for the follow. If we get a follow on Twitch, then that happens.
All right. I thought that was someone watching some other website that we shouldn't be watching during a draft.
Yeah, I did it for when I do video game streams, and it's funny during that. It's just really weird during the basketball streams.
Yeah, you'd think you'd hear some kind of like, swish sound or something.
Yeah. So
I thought it was someone Zoom bombing us.
LeBron went for 44. That might actually be a decent deal.
That's not bad.
San Milwaukee Bears got him. I mean, he's going to sit a couple games, but he's still going to play, 65 games probably?
Who, LeBron?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. He has to if they're going to contend.
Yeah, if they don't want
He's
to play
too
in the play-in
important to
game
them.
again, yeah.
Yeah.
Paul George.
Playoff P. Yeah.
So according to Yahoo's rankings, Paul George is the 11th ranked player in the league.
That's
The
funny.
The top 10 have all been drafted so far.
Another one, not a fan. Have
No.
a problem with him.
No. I mean, he's going to have a good season because Kawhi's out all season, but
Right.
do you trust his health?
No, and I don't know without Kawhi, then he becomes number one. I don't know about that.
I think he's good without
very,
Kawhi.
very
in,
tough Western Conference.
He's good without Kawhi in spurts, but I don't know about a whole season.
The whole thing is you need consistency in this and to win this whole thing, right? So
Yeah.
he has games where he's not great, and then he has these great moments, but I don't know.
It could work out. It's one of those. It could totally work out. It could totally not. So he
Playoff P.
went for 52.
Worst nickname ever.
Yeah. Yeah, he went for 52.
So Unicorn Lover has to nominate Porzingis, right? Just because.
I would think so. I'd be disappointed if he didn't.
No, Russell Westbrook. Now, I think he's going to have a really, really good year because he's not the first option.
He's arguably the third option.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that's an easy argument to make.
Like, this is the first time he's been on like a really, really good team since like the early Oklahoma City days, right?
Yeah.
Like with the Harden and the Durant. But
I think
it's
it would
been a
be
long
really
time.
funny if the chemistry doesn't work out and then they trade him to the Nets and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm back."
that would be funny. But he is kind of seems to be kind of toxic. I mean, you're on
Westbrook-
5,000 teams.
Westbrook for
Yeah.
Irving. So Irving could also say I'm back.
I think the right trade is Westbrook. Sorry, Irving for Simmons. A bunch of people have said it, and it makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, yeah, I think that makes sense too.
Except that the fact that they're in the same division makes it kind of strange.
Westbrook went for 40. I think that's a good deal.
That's low.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very good deal.
I think
I
that's
mean,
very cheap.
he's-
He's still awesome. He's still a triple double. He's a walking triple double.
He's going to kill you on field goal percentage and turnovers. So that's the
Yes.
problem with him. Also, Yahoo projected his free throw percentage is going to go up by 5%. Like, what makes you think that's a pretty big percentage to go up in free throw percentage for like no reason in your mid 30s?
For no reason. Yep.
I get if he was like 22 and like he could work on it, but like, I don't think people around 33 years old are all of a sudden going to.
Wow, Davis. There's a bidding war in Davis here.
Davis is a player I will not touch.
Too many injuries.
Yeah, $55.
It was going up, and then it suddenly halted at 55.
Yeah, people had their limits. Devin Booker.
They should be good again.
I mean, he's a really good player if you want threes.
All offense.
Projected salary 31, average 31,
And look where it is.
35 already.
Oh, it's up to 35. It was stuck on 31 for a while there.
Yeah. He's probably going to go for 40. Should I just keep saying that?
Just to drive the prices up and make
Yeah,
people dare.
exactly.
Like, I dare you, he goes for 40.
I need a lot of other teams to start spending money.
Spend money so
Yeah.
you can swoop in.
Yeah. Because we still have.
Well, you should lie about the averages. No, I mean, they could see them.
Yeah, they
Like,
could
you'd be like,
clearly
oh, yeah,
see
the averages is $90. You should buy them for 90.
They have two players with. We have two teams with nobody drafted in a full $200.
So they're laying back for
So Booker went for
more even.
42. Julius Randle.
Uh-oh. Well, he's gonna be overvalued.
Yeah, because he's a Knick. And Knicks in this league
Right.
are going to go for 10 to 15.
This is our
higher.
first Nick going.
Yeah. I'm surprised this is our first Knick going.
So what's his average? Because he's up to 37 now. at least on
Projected
screen.
30, average 32.4.
All right, so now we're 30% over at $40.
I know. I've had him the last two seasons. And I'm
Yeah,
getting,
but you got him much cheaper, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
there
No, I
were
got him
no
for like 41
expectations.
last season. I'm getting outbid.
Really?
Yeah, I just got outbid 42.
Well, he's at 42.
I really wanted him, but I need to probably start targeting $20 players based on my financial situation.
Yep. All right, he went for 42, right?
Yeah, so that's the thing with getting Durant for 60. That I usually get two $40 players. Now I have to shoot for like a $30 player.
Oh, you went against your philosophy.
I did.
Oh, this is patient zero. Here he is.
But Durant went for like $84 last season. Yeah, Gobert, patience here, the mic toucher. It's funny how like he got accused of like shutting down the entire NBA.
Oh, it's fun. It is funny.
Yeah, I mean it's
It's got to be somebody. Let it be him.
I mean, you do something like that, and then like a week later, the NBA does shut down. You got to be like, God damn it, that was a bad
Yeah.
joke.
Maybe I shouldn't have been an ass.
Yeah,
I was trying to be funny. Maybe comedy isn't my number one go-to.
Gobert, 0 3-pointers last season.
It's pretty hard to do.
It is pretty hard. I mean, even Ewing hit a 3 once in a while.
Yep. Hey, one of the more famous ones was in the playoffs.
Yeah, I remember when
It's
Ewing.
the
Every time
Celtics.
Ewing hit a 3, you were like, "Oh my God, did that just happen?"
Yes. Sometimes there were banks.
Yeah, most of the time they were banks, I think.
Yep.
Gobert's up to 43, so somebody's targeting blocks, clearly.
Well, if you want to monopolize a stat, sure.
Well, that's usually my strategy. I go for stat specialists. I'm just letting it all out this year. Must be the whiskey.
That already? We're only like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, it's really
Well,
smooth.
actually,
Thank
look at that.
you, Paul, for the recommendation. Nika Coffee Grain Whiskey, very good.
Does it taste like coffee?
No, it's Coffey, so it's really
Oh.
cafe is
Like
the
Paul Coffey,
pronouncement.
the hockey player. Oh,
yeah.
another Nick.
Barrett. So Gobert went for 44. Barrett is. I'm not letting you get him for $6. So come on, guys.
It's going to be more than that.
Projected salary 3, average 6. Well, not in this league.
I don't know, not in this league, and he's got to be a little better this year, I would think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in a bidding war for him right now, actually. I mean, is his numbers going to go up a lot? I don't know because they have a lot more offense.
What was this year number 3
Yeah, you're number
for him?
3. Yeah. I mean, I
I
would
think it's
say
time. Remember, he's still pretty young.
I lost the bidding war, $16. I think that's a
Okay.
good deal. Like, I probably should have bid a little more on that actually, because I before the season I would have said he would average 20 points a game, but now that they got Kemba and Fournier, that's probably going to hold back his scoring a little bit.
True. Yeah, we'll see what Kemba goes for. He might go for a lot in this league.
So Bradley Beal, Mr.
Well,
Unvaccinated, who somehow gets no shit for it, and Kyrie gets all of the shit.
well, Bradley Beal is in talk, and he's in Washington. So,
Yeah.
well, the bidding's up. 41. He's up where Westbrook was.
I mean, he led the league in
ironically.
scoring last year.
Oh, he's done it, I think, more than once. But that's an interest. I mean, that's a good team if they're healthy. They're not bad. They had a big run at the end of the year. 44? Is that what he went for?
Yeah, 44. I mean, that's a good deal for Beal, unless some like vaccination thing like holds him back.
Which it could.
It could. I mean, he's not gonna be. Oh no, he is gonna be allowed to play in New York and LA. So I don't know. That's
No, so that's like 10 games or so.
yeah, but he's allowed like because he's not from there. That whole rule is so weird. I don't know.
You're just not allowed to play if you're on, no matter what.
No,
Yeah,
because Beal played yesterday in the preseason game.
Oh, well, there you go. That's true. I don't know. Too old for me.
Chris Paul,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Was he gonna be?
I mean, he had a great year
37?
last year, but
He did.
I mean, he has to be good for them to be good. But I don't know.
Risky. I mean,
Very risky.
healthy still puts up all-star numbers, but do you trust his
Yep.
health? I don't.
Nope. I don't.
For 28, no, not.
I'll be honest with you. I think Phoenix peaked faster than I thought they would. I never thought they'd be in the finals. Like,
No,
obviously,
no, that was
beginning of the year.
You know, they did get a lot of help with injuries, but they played great.
no, yeah, a little bit right place, right time. The Lakers fizzled.
Well, the Lakers had LeBron and hobbled and Davis out.
Davis
and
out. Right.
Then you had Murray out on Denver, and then you had Kawhi out on the Clippers.
Yep.
And they had the great Dante DiVincenzo down in the Bucks, but they still couldn't prevent.
That series was pretty close when you think about it.
It was. I mean, both of those teams kind of benefited from
From other people's misfortunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks. If the Nets were fully healthy, they would have never beaten the Bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bucks would have never beaten them.
I wish they would put averages on here. They're like projected 539 field goals. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, yeah. Compared to what? Like, what's the league average?
Yeah, exactly. So,
At least for that position, too. I guess you're supposed to know that. You're supposed to be an expert. There's still one team that has not drafted anyone yet.
well, I bid Collins up to 25, but he went for 27. So what do we got? Michael Porter Jr.
That's another injury waiting to happen. No,
It is, but the Knicks still should have drafted him instead of Knox.
of course they should. Well, Knox was because of Kentucky, right? I mean,
Yeah, just draft because he went to the college, not based on like he could be a potential all-star.
yep. Well, a lot of people were afraid of Porter that year. I'm not saying I think we
but
all
Knox
said they
came-
should have.
Knox
Not that
came, like,
late.
out of nowhere. Like it's
Yeah.
not like there was other players where everyone was like, nobody thought Knox was going to be a good pick.
I mean, it wasn't the worst pick, but it wasn't a great pick.
It wasn't the worst pick. Yeah, it was bad.
I don't think anyone was like, "Oh my God, how dare they?"
We were on the podcast.
Were you?
Yeah, some people were like, "Oh,
Was Halliburton? Was that the Halliburton year?
no."
Where he
Halliburton was last year.
What year was that? Who could have they had besides Porter? There were some other guys I forgot though. But
Porter just went for 32. No, well, they got Obi instead of Halliburton. which
That's
is like
right.
you've needed a point guard since like the 70s, and you didn't draft a point guard. It like
I still like Obi. I think
I
he
like
has
Obi.
potential.
I like Obi, but like
Another injury waiting to happen.
a Zion. Oh,
I almost put him in Odom territory. Oh, I don't know. I think he's one or two injuries away from.
did you see how fat he looks?
Oh, really? I have not.
Look up a picture. There's a picture of him rookie year and a picture this year, and he gained like 30 pounds, like just of fat. It's not muscle at all.
Is that intentional? You think, like because
Well, he
like
got
maybe
injured and he couldn't
overworks
really.
out,
He got
or
injured and he
couldn't?
couldn't really walk. So like,
Yeah,
but he
I just
obviously
think his
wasn't.
body's so like odd.
He
You know?
walks like he's like had a hip replacement. It's I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, I don't have a good feeling. Like I
I
feel
don't
good
either.
about drafting Barrett and not Zion. Not that we could have had Zion, but like if we had the first pick and we took Barrett instead of Zion, I wouldn't be that outraged to be honest. Zion puts up incredible numbers, but like
he gets hurt too much.
I'd be scared shitless every single game. Like every
Yep.
time he jumped,
Every
I'd be
move he
like,
makes could be the last move.
yeah. So he's up to 30. I mean, projected 30, average 32. So we're right on target. You
Look,
know?
his upside's like 50-60 territory, but he's never going to play.
He went for 30.
Yeah.
Aiton.
I don't know. Like he's an odd case because like he was drafted super high, but he wasn't he was important to Phoenix, but he wasn't that important. Like I feel like they kind of like hide his weaknesses pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a player with his talent, it's not perfect, but like you can build a team around it. Or
Yeah.
not like even build around it, just get complementary
He's a
pieces.
yeah, I mean, he's a good piece of the puzzle.
You're building around Booker, really.
Yeah, Booker's the guy.
Yeah.
But this is a center, right? So there's not many good ones.
Yeah, he's up to 31. I think between 30 and 35 is good value for
It's
Aiden.
probably the right range.
It's projected 28, average 29.6.
So you're going to draft Bol.
Oh my God.
Can you do that? Did I tell you I ever ran into him in the airport?
Mm-mm.
So I was
Bobo
coming
or
back
Manute
from
Bol?
Bol.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's pretty recognizable.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how'd you recognize him? And I'm like, oh no,
He was
you definitely
playing for
recognize
the Windy City whatever team in the the develop whatever the old G League, the G League. There we go. That's
Yeah.
it.
him. Yeah.
And he's freaking tall.
Yeah,
It's
he
pretty,
is. Yeah, he is.
but he's kind of a dick. Just want to get that out on the podcast. He's an
Oh
asshole.
yeah, you told me he wouldn't talk to you, right?
No, it's like I wasn't even trying to talk to him, but like I was behind him, and he was just like an asshole. He was just like wouldn't move. I'm like, move.
So Aiden went
Shithead.
for 32.
No, I didn't want to talk to him. I'm not big deal. Oh wow, a 11th man on the roster. I wouldn't want to talk to the first guy on the roster.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, not a star fucker.
No, I mean, I think it's cool talking to people, but like,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it was like late. And we were delayed and the whole thing. And it's like, but they were all the players were on the flights. It was bizarre. It was like a bunch of regular commoners and then a whole G League team.
Have you talked to any NBA players?
No, talked
Yeah.
to some Major League Baseball guys before. That was a long time ago when I was like 10.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've never talked to him. Well, I guess John Starks when we saw him. You were with me on that night.
That was more yelling at him.
Yeah.
And Charles Smith, we yelled at too.
Was it Charles Smith?
We
Yes.
were reenact. So Martin got tickets to like play basketball on the MSG court,
Right. That's
and-
what that was.
and Charles Smith showed up, and we reenacted the '90s playoffs. Smith's blocked, Smith blocked, Smith.
Ah.
So I have talked to Larry Johnson, Charles Oakley, and Scottie Pippen,
All right.
which Oakley and Pippen were my two favorite players in the '90s. So like that was really cool.
Was this after the incident with Jim Dolan or before?
I think it was before,
Oh,
but it was Mark and I got invited to like a Q&A hosted by Michael Rappaport, and Rappaport
well,
pieced out like right after the interview, but like Oakley and Pippen
that's
stayed
fun.
for pictures and like handshakes and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Fox went for 32. Butler went for
Those two have a lot in
40.
common: financial peril, and
Yeah, yeah.
I think, from what I know,
Fox for 32. I
the
think that
other
might be good.
Nurkic,
Yeah. Fox for 32. I was tempted to get in on.
with DeAndre, was
Yeah,
it?
De'Aaron.
Was that the Aaron? I mean, sorry, Sacramento Benetto.
Butler went for 42.
Yeah,
Still,
that's a good team again. Miami.
they're good, but I don't know. For some reason, I'm not that scared of them. I know a lot of
No?
people are saying they're going to be the third best team in the East. I'm not.
I don't know. I think they got better.
They got,
I
I
do.
think, a little bit better, but they were a playing game last season. So, like, I don't know. I'm just not that scared of them. So, Nurkic is at 21. They're expecting according to Yahoo, his stats are going to basically double from last season.
I doubt that. Why? Because there's more touches for him.
I think he also was out a lot last season, but he's out a lot every
Yeah.
season.
Melo's gone, so I'm not saying they play the same position, but it's just one less guy.
He went for 21.
This is an interesting fantasy player.
Bam.
Yeah, he does a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be, the number 2 option?
Yep. Good defender
He is ranked 18th, according
in
to Yahoo.
the rankings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
according to Yahoo, which there's only 2 players left in the 20s. We kind of skipped
Who's
around
left?
in the nominations. Mitchell at 22 and Shea at 27. And then we go all the way to 34. So Bam went for 38.
You gonna nominate Mitchell Robinson? Speaking of Mitchells,
Oh, yeah, I'm nominating soon, right? Oh, no, we passed me. It must be
is it auto? Here's Donovan Mitchell. See, you brought him up.
Donovan Mitchell.
Now, will Met fans jack this up because he's a big Mets fan?
Oh, okay. So in this league, he'll probably go for a lot. So, projected 32, average 32.
He's a great player.
He is.
He's one of my favorite players.
We could have had him instead of Frank, right?
Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Now that's a draft pick I hated from the get go.
Yeah, I wasn't as mad about
One
that.
of Phil's best picks.
I didn't know anything about Frank, so I wasn't as mad about that. I was more mad about the Knox one and the Obi one.
Well, Obi wasn't Phil.
No, Phil was just a freaking hot mess. He didn't give a shit. He put in no effort. I heard like on draft night when everyone's calling each other, like trying to make wheel and deal, like Phil went to bed and nobody could reach him.
He was in Montana probably,
Yeah, like what, doing peyote in the mountains or whatever.
collecting a paycheck.
Mitchell went for 34, slightly above it. We're leveling out to average until some other Knicks
Yeah.
get nominated.
Yeah, there'll be random blips with random Knicks.
Yeah. I mean, no other Nick is rated in the top like 50, 60.
Is this thing stuck?
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Porzingis.
Uh,
I didn't see who nominated him. If it wasn't Unicorn Lover, I feel like he dropped the ball.
I don't know. I mean, I would think in this league he would go low. You'd think Knicks fans would be sour on him.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Some people might still just show their support. He's going for 24.
Oh, how can you show support for him?
I don't know. He's not a guy I want to root for.
No, he's another phony. I wonder why LeBron loved him.
He's going to push Luka out and just destroy the Mavs franchise.
I'm surprised. Wasn't it close where Luca was going to leave, or you kind of felt like he was pissed off? I don't know if Mark Cuban saved the relationship or someone else did. They had some front office changes too.
Yeah. Oh, Brandon Ingram. So,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you, Josh. The blue triangle shows who nominated. So Team Monkey Farts nominated
See, drop the ball.
Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram. Well, I bid him up to 30, but 30 is my limit.
Well, you could bid it up and then force people to spend money.
Yeah, I lost out. 31. That's another guy I had last season. Maybe I should be more aggressive. I do this every season, and I end up with like $30 left.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you leave money on the table, that's no good, right?
Yeah, it's just
not the
wasted.
best.
Yeah,
Just
like
kind of
I
pissed
didn't
it
pay an
away.
extra $2 for Ingram, and maybe I would have won him, and then like, who knows?
Yeah, but how do you know, right? You're in
How
the
do you
fourth
know?
round, third, fourth round here. Like, how do you know?
All of a sudden, it drops off precipitously, and then everyone goes for $10, and you're left with like so much money. Like that's what happened
Right.
last time. I was getting players for like $7, and I had like 120 left. Yeah, I think I finished with almost $30 left last season because Peyton went for $1, and it just destroyed me.
You can't get guys for like $0. Well, I guess you could, right? If everyone drafted and you're the only one left, right? The last guy could go for zero.
$1. It'll force
Or it has
you.
to be $1.
Yeah, if you have, you know, 12 spots left and you have $13, it'll force you to bid $1,
I see.
and it won't let you bid more than whatever's left for $1 per spot.
Right. Got it all figured out.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have $10 and 9 spots left, $2 is the most you could bid on a player.
But do you have IR spots if someone gets injured, or do you not have them?
We have 2 IR spots because I don't know how it's going to work with COVID. I usually have 1, but I
that's fair.
I upped it to 2 last season because
You never knew.
a lot of
Yeah.
people were out because of COVID. I'm going to leave it this season because I still don't know how that's going to work.
I think you should, because the other leagues are still having COVID outages.
Yeah.
People that are out.
So Jaylen Brown went for 32. So how are we
First
looking on
Thunder
money?
player.
Okay, so the most money any player has is 114 now. So we're getting down there. Shea, the only good guy on the Thunder,
Yep.
went for 38. Projected 31, average 31.
Starks 2 for 18. That's a funny team name.
Yeah, that's Paul who won the league last year.
Ah, the other ball.
Lonzo Ball. I don't know. What do you think?
Can't shoot. Can't shoot.
His shot looked a lot better last season.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't stand him. I hate him.
I just bid.
bothers me.
I just bid for him for 24, and I lost out for 25. Because I just looked at his shooting percentage. He shot 41% last season. So even if he gets a lot better, it's still really bad.
Yeah. All right, now who's next?
DeMar DeRozan.
Hmm.
I mean, he's still a really good player, but there's a lot of options. Like,
On the Bulls?
yeah, you got Vooch and Levine and Lowry. It is good. No, not Lowry. Lowry went to Miami, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but still you got Vooch and Levine.
He'll go for a lot. I think he'll be in the. I'd be surprised if he's not in the 30s, but he's only at 22.
I think he's going to go
Stuck.
for 22, yeah. It was
Wow.
projected 18, average 14 and a half.
He's getting up there in the years.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's not going to get you any threes, and that's
No.
very rare in these days. So the
Hey,
highest rated.
can you click off that blue box, or on the top where the stats are? That would be.
Oh, that. I think. I
Yeah,
know that.
that's that stupid position rank thing.
Let me know if it disappeared.
Yeah, there it goes.
Okay.
That's good. Chris Middleton.
I mean, the number 2
Kinda
guy on a
underrated.
championship team. Yeah.
He was overrated for a long time. Now he's underrated, I think.
Yeah, he came up huge in the playoffs.
Yep. Saved their bacon in my mind.
Yeah, yeah. At least in the up to the finals, like
Yep.
Giannis took over in the finals, but like
Giannis took over in the finals, but there were times where Giannis was struggling mightily.
I mean, against
and
the Nets, players were. I mean, people were like, Giannis is overrated, and like he's not
Yep.
that good.
By the way, I did try that drink. That the Sprite, was it the Mountain Dew and lemonade? Was it, or Sprite and lemon? It wasn't good. He did that, right? Like the next day, he went to Chick-fil-A and ordered some wacky
Oh no, I didn't even know.
combination, and I was like, I'll try that. No good.
He went for
It was
28.
bizarre.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. He went for 28.
Oh, here we go.
Kemba Walker, projected 11, average 5.6, already up to 13. I love our league. We just like usually double what like Knicks are going for.
Knicks are a premium.
13, I think. I mean, if he's healthy, that's a great
That's not
deal.
bad.
But like, there's a lot of question marks about his health. But if he's healthy, that's a great deal.
13's cheap
Yeah.
for him. I know he's an injury possibility, but how many times have we said that? I guess everyone gets hurt.
Yeah,
Saying it so
I
much.
almost regret not getting in on that. Drew
You gonna go
Holiday.
for Rose instead? His backup?
No, that's even bigger injury risk waiting to happen.
Oh, I know. Wow, Drew Holiday, the big jack up there. We went from 1 to 22, 28. Good player, don't get me wrong. Key cog to that team, but
Well, here's the thing: we're up to like the 37th best ranked player in the league,
right.
and there's still a lot of players with a lot of money. So
Yeah, you got to
This-
hold back a little.
we're at the point in the draft where teams are like, "Oh, I have nobody good on my team.
I better get some guys.
I better get
right?
somebody." Yeah. So this is the weird part of the draft where players are going to go for 10.
This is where it's probably won and lost. Not in the beginning so much, right? Because good guys are good guys, right?
Yeah, yeah. So he
These
went
mid
for,
card guys.
he went for 34. Yeah, this is like a 3-hour poker game.
Game of chicken.
Oh, I'm nominating. Okay, I'm
Oh.
gonna nominate.
Bull. Do it.
I'm gonna nominate Gordon Hayward.
Oh.
Am I gonna get him for $1? Nope. Just got outbid.
I wouldn't bid too much. That's another strange team. The Hornets.
I think they're gonna be decent. They're gonna be like a play-in tournament
7,
team.
6 to, oh, you think like 9, 10?
7 to 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
That's what they were
closer to
last
9,
year.
10. Yeah. I think they're gonna be about that. I mean, the East is a lot better than it's been in the last few years. It's still not the West, but it's definitely
No.
much improved. You can have 8 legitimate playoff teams now, which,
Back in the day, it was like 4, and then everybody else was like
yeah,
garbage.
I remember one year the Pacers made it with 38 wins, and
Yeah.
Phoenix, it was the Shaq Phoenix team, and they had like 44 wins and did not make it.
Right.
45.
Yep.
I was like, that's ridiculous.
That's the worst when that type of stuff happens. Or like in the NFL, when like a 7 and 9, well, now it would be 7 and 10 or whatever. But like when a team under 500 gets in, and then they end up winning a game.
Yeah. No, I thought that was just so unfair because that Phoenix team really came on at the end of that season. I really wanted to see what they could do in the playoffs.
Yep.
So Hayward went for 16. That's
Is this our first Spur that we've seen?
I think so. The Spurs really like
Well, they're trying to go exotic, right? Like they have no name players now, right? Like I think that now we're finally rebuilding there. I don't think it's. I'm surprised Popovich hasn't quit.
I know, right? I guess it's hard to turn down when you're making 7-8 figures a year.
Yeah, but like he doesn't make them better at this point. Like they suck, right? Like it doesn't matter.
So I thought my sneaky pick was going to be DeJounte Murray, but he's up to $30. So I guess
I
everybody.
guess someone else, someone did their reading, right?
Everyone else did their reading. Like, I think 7 out of the 14 teams bid on him. So he went for 30. Okay, well, next on my sleeper list is probably hopefully better than DeJounte Murray.
Well, don't divulge.
No. Luckily, the Yahoo did a broadcaster option, so you're seeing just like the generic. You don't see my queue and my
Right.
projected salaries, which is
Did we didn't see that last year either, right?
no, they just started it last year, which is good because the year
Okay.
before you got to see like all my
You were
stuff.
showing it was like you were showing your poker hand.
And
Yeah.
people in the league were watching and like bidding the players I wanted up just to be dicks. Which, I mean, I don't blame them at all. It's fair game.
Right.
Jaren
How many
Jack-
people we have watching this on Twitch right now? Do we know? Do I want to bring that up? Was it 7, 8?
No,
Is that
yeah,
what it
not
is?
a lot. It's like, yeah.
Do they watch it replay maybe more than the live?
No, we just.
It's a weird time
Most
Saturday night.
most people just listen to the podcast. The Twitch hasn't really taken off. We have like 6
Gotcha.
right now.
Well, this is a podcast though, so
This will be a podcast, yeah.
yes.
Jaron Jackson Jr. went for 19. Rashawn Holmes, which always puts up good numbers and then goes down with an injury. When he's healthy, he puts up like really good numbers. He's a sneaky sleeper pick if he stays healthy. Projected 24, average 20. I guess he's not.
That's high.
Yeah, I guess he's not on a sleeper anymore.
He's not. Do you count him as a sleeper when you're above 20?
I guess not. I mean, he's up to 20, so he's right at the average now.
But it's slow crawl. Let's see if
Yeah.
is it-
Yeah, this is one
21.
of those slow bidding ones.
yeah, like people are like, oh, I don't know. Should I?
Yeah.
22,
Maybe another $1.
23.
Sold for $23.
Like I'm on tape delay. You're like, this is over, Martin. Like we're on to the next guy. None of us can tell on Twitch.
CJ McCollum. McCollum might have the most overlooked history in the last like 10 years.
I agree. Like he's 1 and 1A over there, right?
Yeah, the guy's like, I scored 20 points a game for like 7 straight years and nobody pays attention to me.
And well, you think about it though, like I think Lillard's finally kind of gotten his due,
Yeah.
but it took a lot longer because because of Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Although growing up, Portland was a really good team, right, with the Drexlers and all. But
Portland's always, they've rarely been not good. I mean, even,
they had that little blip where they were like getting in a lot of trouble with the law and all that.
but they were still a playoff team.
Yeah,
Like they've barely missed the playoffs.
no, it's a well-run organization typically. They fired the coach, right?
I think so, yeah.
Was it Stotts?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, McCollum should be. I mean, I would consider him. 24 is kind of low.
I bid him up to 23. I got outbid at 24. But that also means that that person has 7 roster spots left with $29 left. So don't have to worry
Yeah.
about him anymore.
That's $4 or $5 a pick.
That's part of my strategy too. Looking to see who's outbidding me. Ja Morant.
Ja.
Memphis is a fun team.
It's kind of late for him to. I mean, I know it's nominations and all, but he's really good.
He's not ranked high.
I don't know why.
He's ranked 52.
It's bizarre.
I mean, 52, I guess, in the NBA is still not too bad.
I don't know if Memphis makes it back in. I think they had, that was a team that was like in the playoffs and then almost missed the playoffs and then kind of just went out with a whimper.
They had a fluky, like, we peaked type of season.
Yeah.
I mean, it would help if Triple J would stop getting injured.
Mm-hmm.
So John's going to go way higher than I can afford.
Yep.
Projected 20, average 22. He's
35.
35.
League light. Was he a Nick? He's in Knicks territory.
Okay, he went for 35.
So it's kind of funny. We got technically 2 chats or a possibility of 3 chats, right? You got Zoom, Twitch, and the league.
Yeah, yeah.
Although nothing in Twitch, nothing in Zoom, but we have the league chatting a little, which I just realized.
It's a lot to keep track of, and then I got to make sure my recording's still going. And
Yes.
Tobias Harris, he's another like I put up 20 points a game and everyone ignores me player.
Yeah. Well, because the 2 big mouths on that team overshadow him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's not like a top 20 player, but
No, he has some value.
yeah, everyone's like, oh, without Simmons, like all they have is Embiid. I'm like, no, they got Tobias. Like Tobias is a good player. I mean, if you watch their games, there is periods where he disappears, but
Does he have an injury thing going on? I see
no,
the little
he's not
plus
injured a
thing
lot.
next to him. Am I missing something there?
Yeah, he's just one of those like I don't know, really just overlooked players. I don't know.
Where's Markkinen?
Markkinen is I don't even see him on my screen, so he's lower than 70.
I remember there was a little hype about him at one point.
Yeah, his rookie season, I'm like, oh, he's going to be really good.
Yeah.
That was a good pick. And then
Nothing.
Tobias went for
I'm-
26. I bid him up to 23. I can make an all-star team of players I just missed out on. Here we go. Mitchell Robinson, projected 10, average 6.
If you need some defense numbers, here you go.
Yeah.
Who was the team that already had blocks?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the results screen in front of me.
Hopefully he stays healthy the whole year.
He went for 13. 12.
That was
He went
quick.
for 12. Yeah, it was quick. I think his injury history scared people off.
It makes sense. A guy that size.
Yeah. Christian Wood.
Our first Rocket, I want to say.
I think so, yeah.
Is that the worst team in the league?
It's going to be up there. Yeah. I mean, it depends how the rookie does, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely like bottom 2 or 3 team.
I mean, that's a bad team.
Yeah. They went from like a game away
Contenders.
from being a finals contender to like,
Awful.
yeah, just really, really bad.
Sold their souls. Which is what's going to happen to the Sixers at some point.
Yeah, probably sooner than later. Christian Wood
Yep.
went for 25.
I don't think the process worked as it was supposed to.
No, I mean they drafted.
I no longer trust the process.
They had a lot of draft busts.
Yes, they did.
Who was the guy who won Rookie of the Year and then was
The
out
Orlando
of the league?
guy? The
No,
one who forgot how to
for-
shoot?
for Philly. No, not Fultz. The
Yeah.
Michael Carter Williams. Like
Yes.
he was Rookie of the Year and then he's like out of the league like 3 years later. So weird.
Here's your Lowry.
Miami point
Talking about
guard.
before.
He's 35 years old.
Well, all those Raptors and whatnot are, they're up there.
Yeah.
The ex-Raptors. They should be better than they were last year, the Raptors. I know he's on Miami now, but just saying.
Lowry went for 17.
He makes them better. I'm telling you. I know you're not high on the Heat, but
Yeah, I'm just not.
Championship
be
pedigree.
wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm not high. I'm not scared of them.
I trust whatever Pat Riley does. I'm sure there's a whole 3 chapters in that Knicks book about Pat Riley.
There's literally 3 chapters on him. Yeah.
Oh, that was a good guess.
Yeah, it's a fun read. Like he was a
They
smart
talk
dude.
about Checkits.
A lot on Checkits. Apparently they just had a power struggle. Like it was just
Yeah, there were egos got in the way.
yeah, just a dick measuring contest and like
Yep.
eventually
That's what blew it up.
Checkits won and probably should not have won that.
No, I think Pat Riley's more important from a basketball sense, right?
Yeah. I
And
mean,
Checkits ended up leaving and going to, I think, St. Louis or something.
I
to
think Checkits
run the
got fired
Blues.
like a year later. So like
Right. I mean, look, Van Gundy wasn't a bad next choice, but
No, definitely not. Halliburton, projected 19, average 15. Again, I just lost the bidding war at 24. On the plus side, I now have the second most money in the league.
so then you can win some bidding wars down the line.
Yeah. Well, I have 2 players, so I'm going to have to win a lot of bidding
You're going to have to start picking up the pace a little.
Well, this is the part where I draft like 5 players in a row.
You just dared the whole league to block you from doing so.
Well, they don't know who I'm going to actually go for. Like, do I want stupid hair Clint Capella? I'd like him so much more if it wasn't for that stupid bleached streak.
It is a little strange.
So who was first, him or Schroeder?
What, with the hair?
Yeah.
I have to think Schroeder, right?
I'm not sure. It's close.
I don't know. Can we Google that and see what happens?
Who
What
had
would
this-
Google say?
Who had the stupid hair first? Don't even specify NBA. Just put who had stupid.
Yeah,
hair
and then
first.
let's see what comes up. Dennis Rodman.
Clint Capella went for 25. Who had stupid hair first?
You're just Googling that?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. What comes up? I want to know.
Where did the dumb blonde stereotype come from?
Oh, that's no fun.
An illustrated history of
I want
Donald
names.
Trump's hair. All right.
Wow, that led us down a bad path.
We're going to leave it at that. Anthony
Edwards.
I mean, the second half, I believe, of his season was really good.
You know better than me. I can't. I'm not going to fake it and say I know.
I think he's going to put up good numbers. I'm done
The
with
T-Wolf, right?
I'm done
You
with
said-
the T-Wolves. That's it.
You said no more T-Wolves,
No,
right?
Screw the T-Wolves. They screw me literally every single year.
And plus, A-Rod owns them now, so screw that.
Oh, yeah. Screw it even more.
By the way, who's worse than LeBron James? A-Rod,
Yeah.
by far.
Jordan McLaughlin was my T-Wolf of last year.
I like how that one player, was it Carl Anthony Towns? I forgot who it was, who didn't even know who A-Rod, or claimed to not know who A-Rod was. That's awesome.
That's awesome. I'm glad we're giving like a cheater even more money for being a celebrity after his career.
Oh, he's a great businessman. He's always on Shark Tank, too. So,
I know.
he's really good. He's good at business. Please.
I'd be good at business if I had $1 billion.
Yeah, you can make a bunch of mistakes and cover them up with more money.
Yeah, all you need is one hit out of like 5 mistakes, and
You're good.
Anthony Edwards went for 29. So we're up to the 45th ranked player, OG Anunoby. Toronto's
Time for
another
random
team
Raptors.
that went from like champion to complete garbage. Like,
Well,
really
they
quick.
sold their soul to get Kawhi, right?
Yeah.
And
You know what? I would take a garbage team if it meant a championship play.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And we've had
Well,
garbage
well,
teams without championships.
Exactly, with almost winning one back in the night. Yeah, so exactly. Like not to go into a different sport, but as a Ranger fan, I would never trade 94 away for anything else,
Yeah.
even though it's been 20 something years or whatever,
Yeah.
30 years. No, look at the Giants in New York, right? They won 2 Super Bowls. They've been horrible for 10 years.
You know, that was the last time I followed football after that second
There you go.
championship against the Patriots, and that was the best sports decision I've.
Well, I remember watching that Patriot game with you
Yeah.
at your place.
Yep.
That was a great game.
And,
You had a bunch of people over for that game.
Yep, and I had some Pats fans, which made it even better.
Yep, exactly. I remember watching that.
Oh, I have to bid. Okay, I'm nominating Ben Simmons. Have at it.
Oh God,
So
$5.
OG Anunoby went for.
What do you think? Let's make a prediction. How much?
I'm gonna say 15 to 20.
You said 15 and 20. Okay.
So OG
I said 5. I'd already lost. It's already up to 7.
OG Anunoby
Although-
went for 24.
10, 11. Look out.
He's up to 15.
What was his free throw percentage? 61%?
62. Oh no, 61. 61.
They're projecting 62.
Yeah.
3 3-pointers.
Well, you're projecting
For a freaking point guard, 3 3-pointers.
all season. Well, they're projecting 4 this season, so it's looking good.
Oh, well, you know.
I love the free throw.
Let me go to the
percentage.
sports book and bet that.
The free throw percentage projection is like just complete out of my ass, pulling out a number.
Like wouldn't it be like what he did? Unless if you know, like it should be lower if he's not practicing.
That's true. Yeah, apparently he
higher.
didn't play in last preseason game because he needs conditioning. I'm like, so you demanded a trade and then didn't stay in shape? Like,
And by the way, you ever try and shoot free throws when you're out of breath? Not as easy.
not as easy. No. So he went for 17.
That's 17 too much. That's 18 too much.
Miles Turner.
You got to pay me to draft him.
Isn't the Sabonis Turner thing like really weird?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Like
I
that
feel
they
like
have them both?
yeah, I feel like they would both be better without the other guy.
So you're suggesting make a trade and get better elsewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting.
Which one would you trade?
Turner. Turner. I think Sabonis is really
You're gonna get
good.
less for him though.
You are, but if you could fill in a spot that
Yeah.
you need, like fill in your like shooting guard spot or something.
Ben Simmons. No,
Turner's
my
up to
God.
24. I mean, Simmons might be good as a center. He doesn't take threes. He can rebound. Like,
Yeah.
maybe he's just
Talk
been out
about
of position his whole career.
Talk about one injury that really screwed that franchise up when what's his name went down in Indiana. Oh my God, I can't
Paul
think of
George?
his name. No. Well, yes, that was one, but no, later.
Oh, begins with an O.
Yeah, Oladipo.
Oladipo, yeah. Yeah. Indiana's been on the cusp so many times.
But if he didn't get hurt that year, they probably would have gone a lot further.
I mean, they had the Malice in the Palace where they were like projected.
Did
to
you
be a
watch that
championship
thing
team.
on Netflix, by the way?
I did. It was all right. It was.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we knew a lot, but I don't know if we knew everything.
Yeah.
Like-
I felt like it was only one or two tidbits that I wasn't aware of at
Well,
the
the
time.
video was pretty cool, like that they showed, right?
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
security footage and whatnot.
Yeah.
Draymond Green.
So Miles Turner went for 29. Draymond Green's up to 13. He doesn't. He basically said, "I'm not going to score anymore, but I'm going to get a lot of points and assists."
He was good as a fill-in on Inside the NBA. I'll say that. I like when him and Barkley go at it.
See, I don't know why ESPN is pushing Kendrick Perkins. They should just get somebody like Draymond Green who actually has a personality.
Because Kendrick Perkins isn't. I will say this: he isn't afraid to say stuff. The worst is what ESPN picked. How much did he go for before I about to go off on ESPN?
Green went
I'm
for
about to-
16.
So, who is demanding Magic Johnson again as a guy that we want to hear from?
Magic Johnson's one of the worst. His Twitter is amazing because he just states,
Obvious shit.
yeah, he'll just be like,
Just like his video game. You ever play the Nintendo game?
No.
Shoot more threes. Pass the ball.
his Twitter is like, the Orlando Magic are up by 20 at the half. I'm like, that's Magic.
He's never said anything like, oh, wow. Like, you don't learn anything from him.
No, it's ridiculous.
You know, like how there's certain analysts you actually can learn, like Tony Romo. I might learn something from him or at least he's interesting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, no,
Well,
I like Van Gundy and Mark Jackson. They're great.
the only good thing about Magic's Twitter is the comments because everyone will be like, "Great insight, Magic. That was an
they
amazing
just blast
commentary." yeah, like,
Yeah, they troll him in the comments.
yeah, exactly.
But like Stephen A. Smith, enough of him. Like, I know he look, people love him. I guess he makes the money.
His fake outrage is like people don't understand.
I'm
that
just
he
gonna get it. I'm gonna start yelling because I can yell.
Yeah, exactly. People don't understand that he was fake outrage all the time.
And I love Wilbon, but only with Kornheiser.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's such a bad halftime. Like, they should just like put like 4 drones on and just give up and stop trying to be TNT.
what they should do is cut it to like 2 because there's too many people and like nobody gets to
Right.
really get into anything interesting. They just
Yeah,
have, like,
TNT
sound
figures
bites.
it out.
They need to get rid of Shaq.
They should have never brought him in.
Never, never.
You and I have talked about this for years.
Yeah. Shaq just
they love him.
mumbles and like tries to start shit with Barkley, and it's not funny. They had perfect chemistry. You know what? I know I'm in the vast minority. I feel the same way about Always Sunny. I thought they had perfect chemistry until Danny DeVito joined, and
That kind of ruined it.
yeah, it's still funny, but like I thought
But it wasn't necessary.
I thought it not necessary. And then now they have to try and shoehorn him into like they have a high school reunion, and they have to try and shoehorn Danny DeVito into going to the high school reunion. It like doesn't make sense. And,
Yeah, it's awkward.
yeah. So Robert Williams went for 17. Valanciunas went for 19. So we're up to the 54th ranked player. Should this person go in order of rank?
We should have a drinking game one night with like watching Magic Johnson. And anytime he says something super stupid, obvious, you have to chug a beer or something. It has to be something ridiculous because you'll probably be in alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Mikal
Great
Bridges.
player, horrible coach,
Horrible talk show host.
horrible.
He just did like a mock free throw shot when he was going to commercial every single time. It's like
You think someone told him to do that, or you think that he's like, I got it. I know it'll get everybody. Instead of Johnny Carson's golf swing, I'll do the free throw.
I think that was all him, and I think he thought that was awesome. Mikal Bridges went for 18.
Who was worse, him or Chevy Chase?
I think Magic. Chevy Chase was really bad, though. I mean, they're definitely the Mount Rushmore of like.
And we all forget about Pat Sajak too. His show was kind of boring too.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Pat Sajak guy, but it wasn't good.
Malcolm Brogdon. He gets injured a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need a point guard, though.
Oh. For 19?
No.
No. 20?
Even less.
We forget though, Magic had Sheila E. I do like the Sheila E.
Mm-hmm.
Very underrated band leader.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to look that up. I don't know why I remembered that. That's pretty bad.
I didn't even know that to begin with.
Like why couldn't I remember things that are important that would have gotten my career further?
I know, seriously.
But I remember freaking Sheila E. was his band leader for his horrible talk show.
I know, I'm the same way. It's like my career stalled until like my late 30s, and then like I remember shit like that. So Bridges went for 18, Brogdon went for 20. We have Patty Mills. Patty Mills is
Patty Mills.
Patty Mills is
That's
Kyrie
why we say
insurance.
A horrible Irish accent. He is. That is such a. I used to be in the San Antonio front office. We're gonna pick him up. I trust him.
Projected 0, average 1.
Wow. That's pretty interesting. I wonder how like players feel about that, right? Like if they see something like that, like Patty Mills is logging in. I'm like 0. I'm worth 0.
I know, right? I always think about that too when like somebody gets made fun of on a comedy show, and they're just like, what if they're a fan of that show and they watch it? They're like, what the hell?
You're like, what a douche that guy is.
Yeah. So I just got Patty Mills for 6 because I am taking.
I think that's a good buy.
I'm taking Kyrie insurance. If Kyrie doesn't play, that's going to be like the steal of the draft.
Yep. You have to say, like, do the Nets need Kyrie? Probably not. They're very deep.
They're good enough without Kyrie, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, they might be better off trying to trade him and get something. If you can get,
Like a good role player.
or what if they could get Simmons? They don't really have a great center.
You know what people are saying? That if they need some shooting help at the end, that they might be able to pluck JJ Redick out of retirement.
I mean,
Because he lives in Brooklyn.
the amount of
is
stacking that's
interesting.
going on with the Nets and Lakers is just gross.
That's what Miami did in the LeBron years. That's where it all started.
I
right?
know it's just disgusting.
It's the worst. It's ruined the league, in my opinion. Well, not ruined it, but it just made it less interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't say it ruined the league. The league's really doing well, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I don't like super teams. I
hate super
how
teams.
Milwaukee won it. I thought it was cool how Milwaukee won it. They won it through drafting and not stacking the deck.
Exactly.
You know?
Neither Milwaukee or Phoenix was a super team, so I was happy
Right.
with that. Because
Yeah, like Chris Paul didn't go there to stack it. He went there because not a lot of teams wanted him, and he thought that was a good fit.
yeah, it's just gross.
And then
what's going
Booker
on.
recruited him, and all those other guys recruited him. But
Yeah, no, the LA and Brooklyn teams this year, it's just gross.
and the Clippers in a couple of years, the Clippers were like that.
Yeah,
Ugh. The Fro.
Cunningham went for 15. Garland
to
went
the
for
Fro.
Garland went for 16. Now we got Jared Allen. So the problem is Cleveland has like 5 big men, and who's going to get the minutes?
Right.
It's
Another
such a
bad
wild
team.
Like whoever,
Another team that needs to get lucky and hit the lottery at some point.
whoever. I mean, no, Cleveland won 4 out of 5.
I know, but that's the only way they get good again.
I know,
Like,
but
they
like
can't-
they've used
No,
up. All their,
they've hit the lottery many and many times. I know.
They've used up their good luck draft karma.
And they
like-
blew it one year. And they
Oh,
blew
yeah.
it the one year.
That guy's out of the league already, right? Anthony Bennett.
Yep.
He
Yep.
played like 3 years. Did he even make it through his rookie contract? Like the guy was
I
out
don't
of the
think
league.
so.
Like,
No.
that was probably the worst number 1 pick of all time.
Was it? Who?
I can't think of a worse one.
No. What about? Oh my God, was he number 1? The high school guy. He's actually kind of big on Twitter now, but because he got picked on so much as a crappy player. He was a Laker. Was he a Laker? Oh, who's the guy I'm thinking of? I'm bad with names. It must be old age. Kwame Brown. Wasn't he number one?
He might have been, but Kwame at least played in the league for a while. Like
Yeah.
Bennett was like Kwame made it past his rookie contract. Bennett
What about
was,
Detroit European guy in the LeBron draft?
that was the number 2 pick.
He was 2?
or 3.
Okay.
The guy who ended up on the Knicks, right?
He ended up on the Knicks for like a year, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He had like bleached blonde hair when he got drafted by Detroit.
Yes.
So, who did it? Jared Allen for 17. I got Isaiah Stewart for 16. That was one of my sleeper picks.
Swooped in another bad team.
Projected 18, average 10. I got him for 16. Darko. Thank you, Josh.
Darko Milicic. Yes.
Our old age. We're trying to.
I know. I'm bad. Like, I'm forgetting names. And this is like when I was really, really big into the NBA.
Mason Plumlee. Charlotte's starting center, I guess.
He had a brother, too. Both played for Duke, right? From what I remember.
There
remember
was
that
3
right.
Plumlee brothers in the NBA.
Were
at
there
one point.
3?
Yeah, there was Miles and Marshall.
Yes.
One of them I thought was, I think it was Miles. He was on Milwaukee for a while, and he had like one really good season, and then he like kind of just disappeared.
Yep.
So I just won Mason Plumlee for $8.
Are both Lopez's still? We know one is. Are both of them still around?
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
They are?
Robin.
Do we call
who-
him Lopi?
Well, Robin was just like it was like, who's
Oh,
the
he was funny the other day. He said something funny, right?
Yeah, he's got the feud with the mascots, but he was all defense for a while, and he developed a hook shot. And
I like when they talk. They sound like Sideshow Bob, or they look like Sideshow Bob, but they talk like, "Hey, man, dude, totally."
Alperen Sengun just got nominated.
Can't say I know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. He just went for $3. I got Mason Plumlee for 8.
All right, we got to remember Alperen Sengun because we both didn't know him. Let's see how well he does.
He's on Houston, so he's probably got minutes.
And did we even say his name right?
Maybe. Oh, I'm nominating. Who am I gonna nominate?
Jared Jeffries. Someone brought that up in the chat.
Apparently, I nominated Pirtle because I wasn't paying attention, so it auto-nominated Jakob Pirtle.
I think now we're picking tennis players.
I mean, it's a spur. You never know.
Yeah, like they're scouting from some random country. These guys come out of nowhere.
I mean, yeah, Spurs are. Can't the Knicks just go all in on like Spurs scouts?
You take them out
Yeah.
or overpay them.
Yeah. Did you listen to Shattered?
No.
It's a Knicks podcast hosted by Chuck D, and he just goes over all the shit they've done for the last 20 years, and it's like a mind blowing. Like we know
I like
most
Chuck
of it,
D.
but like he brought up stuff
Yeah.
that I didn't even know of, and it was like, holy crap.
Was Chuck D he was in the Mets 30 for 30 too, I think. I think he was talking about that. And he was good in that. Did you watch that? That was good too.
I did not.
Even if
I'm
you don't,
not
even
that
if you
into-
don't care, it was good. All the 30 for 30s for the most part are good.
I just got outbid on Pirtle for 11. I went up to 10. Yeah, apparently, like Dolan didn't want passwords because he didn't want to memorize his network passwords. So like MSG kept getting hacked. Like it was just crazy stuff.
What a knucklehead.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll hear the stories from some people that I know that won't tell me now.
Yeah, listen to Shattered. It's oh yeah, you have connections. That's right. Derek
I
White
do.
going for $4. We're in the Spurs section of the draft, apparently.
Yes. For those San Antonio fans of the podcast.
Well, we have San Milwaukee Spurs.
There you go.
San Milwaukee Spurs.
So that's like 1/4.
Yeah.
So 1/4 of a person.
Derek White went for 6. See, now everyone's going for low.
Yep.
Do I
You'll
still
get a
have,
random guy though.
I still have the most. I have 66 left, but I have 8 spots left. So Covington, he was another one
It's
who had
about
like,
$8 a pop.
he had like 1 or 2 really good seasons and then kind of fell off.
Yep.
Portland's turning into like just a random like fallen by the wayside team.
Their window closed.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
I
there.
would think so too. Yeah, they're good. They always do better in the regular season than I think, and always worse in the playoffs.
Yep.
So Covington
They've been
went
a
for 7.
victim of the other teams just being super teams, and that they always ran up against one.
Siakam.
He's still good.
Yeah. He's a few weeks away from playing.
That's the thing. Like, how many injured guys can you pick, right?
Well,
You
don't
have to
get
field
the
the
injured,
roster here.
You don't get the injured reserve in draft night. So, like, if you take him, he's taking up a spot.
Right. You get the injured reserve once the draft is over.
Once
right?
the season starts and he's injured.
Oh, you can't even do it like after the draft and then go pick up some random guys off the street?
I'm not sure. You know, if he has an INJ next to his name, you can.
I feel like he's got that little plus symbol next to him, right?
But I don't know if that's out or INJ. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't see. I didn't see. I missed it. He went for 12. But
Yep.
yeah, because there's out, there's game time decision, and there's injured, and you can only use the spot for the injured.
Gotcha. Oh, another T. Will see. Go to sleep now.
D'Angelo Russell. He's another one who was like, oh, this guy's going to be so good, and then he just
Never panned.
never panned. Projected 13, average 8.5. He is up to 9.
Speaking of T Wolves, is Italian guy still in the league? What's his name? Point guard. Supposed to be the best point guard ever.
Oh, Ricky
Like
Rubio.
Phoenix. Yeah, Ricky Rubio. He's Italian. I think he's Italian. Got an Italian name.
I
What
think
do I
he-
know?
I think he's
Cancel
Italian.
me. Cancel me already.
He puts up surprisingly good numbers. Like
I know, but like, always thought he was going to be better than what he ever became. Like,
it didn't
I don't
help
know.
that people were saying he was going to be the next Larry Bird.
right.
Like that's a really high expectation to go into as like a 19-year-old and entering the NBA. So D'Angelo Russell went for 13. It's basically I can expect like around $10 a player.
And you have about 8 to spend per.
Yeah. Well, when it gets to the last 2 or 3 picks, I could probably win bidding wars at like $3. I mean, looking at everybody else, and everybody else has like 30 or less.
Oh, here we go. Vaccine part 3.
Andrew Wiggins, this is an interesting one.
I don't even know if he's that good. Like, that's the thing. I mean, I know that team, right? You're automatically better, but
Wiggins' future depends completely on if Clay comes back looking good.
yep.
And do we know that? We don't know that. He might not.
He's been out for so long.
He's missed 2 years, so Wiggins might be the guy. I bid up to 10, but I didn't feel good enough going to 12, so he went for 11. I mean, it might be a good pick, but
that team is now 9 players deep already.
I have like such a weird team right now.
Well, you went against the grain pick in Durant.
I did. So now I had to.
I actually like Sexton a lot. I don't know about as a fantasy player. I just think he's a good player, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I would feel on. Like, is it for a point guard? His assists are a little bit low, and he turns it over.
Yeah.
But like, he's gonna put up a lot of points, and he shoots at a decent clip.
he's their best option,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Like if he was on a real team, I think, oh my God, he'd be really good.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He's a tough player to.
He's had some
To
big ones
assess.
against the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you get Nick affected still now that they're a decent team? Can that still happen?
Yeah, but like their defense is so good. I don't think there's gonna be as many, and it's not gonna be as funny because it's not gonna be like every game.
Right, and they're not a joke of a team anymore. They're kind of a respectable now.
Yeah. Sexton went for 13.
I like when the Knicks were a joke. It was kind of funny at times.
I mean, it made
it
it
was
easier to do the podcast because
yes, negativity always is more fun.
yeah, it's always easier and more funny, but like it's actually nice having a good team now.
Yeah, although they're somewhat slightly above mediocrity, but
Nick Alert, Nerlens
Yep.
Noel, projected 4, averaged 2.2. He's up to 5.
I'm amazed they brought him back.
I'm not. He was really good on defense, and
No, I thought he would go elsewhere, like on his own volition.
he went for 5. I mean,
Maybe
having
make a
him
couple
and
more
Mitch,
bucks.
you can have elite defenders.
Yeah, when you
48
need to, when
minutes
you
a
need
game.
to stop, you can get those guys in the game. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, now we're at the Knicks section of the draft. We got Fournier.
Fournier.
Projected 4, average 2.5.
Wee wee. It's a good pickup.
He's a good pickup. I mean, he's going to
I
put up
can't
points.
complain about their off season. I really can't.
No.
I think they
No,
did a nice job.
This is one of the first off seasons where I'm like, good job, guys.
Yeah, they didn't do anything rash or stupid.
I just got Fournier for 6. What do you think about that?
I think that's good, especially in this league
I mean,
where you tend to get jacked up on Knicks.
his shooting percentage could be a little better, but
You have to draft a bunch of Knicks. It worked for you last year.
yeah. I didn't get Randall this year, so had to take somebody. Bogdanovich. You know, can you imagine like if the Bucks lost the finals and they didn't have Bogdanovich because of the
That was messed up. You know what that whole thing felt like? Was it Chris Paul or the late? What happened with the Lakers? Remember that with the Clippers were supposed to get a guy and then the Lakers got a guy. Who was it? Like the league blocked the trade.
Oh yeah, there was a Chris Paul trade. Chris Paul was supposed to go to the
Yeah.
Lakers, and they vetoed it only because the Pelicans owned the team,
Right.
which was absolutely insane.
It was
Like,
just some shady shit.
that was the shadiest thing I've ever seen. Like they
Yep.
should have, they should have let that trade go because it was perfectly legit. Like it was an even
It was
trade.
yeah.
It wasn't
It
lopsided.
was
at
well
all.
executed. It was yep. I agree.
So I don't know that. And then like Odom lost his mind because he got traded and he almost died. Like there was so many repercussions from that trade.
Yeah. Well, more Odin. I mean,
So I just got 3 players in a row. I got Fournier for 6. I got Bogdanovich for 8 and Rozier for 9.
so what do you have? 7 guys now?
I have 8.
8. Oh, that's right. That's 8. My eyes don't work anymore.
So I have 5 guys left with $43. I just got Norm Powell. I got 4 players in a row. Norm Powell for 6.
Just on a spending spree. Are you just looking to get out of the draft? Just end the podcast? Is that what this is? Just like,
I mean,
let's go to draft,
this
guys.
is like, I feel like this is like,
This is go time.
this is the part of the draft where you're getting good value for guys. Like everyone runs out of money at this point, and like you got a bunch of good players left.
Yep.
Like Norman Powell, he's gonna put up like 18 points a game.
You might as well bid $1.
Yeah, I don't know. That was worth $6. Tyrese Maxey, I'm not betting on, so you can have him for $1. Oh no, he's up to 2. I mean, he did look good in the playoffs, but like, I don't expect him to do anything in the regular season.
Right.
Apparently, most people agree because he went for 2. So I have 4 spots left with $37. I'm 100% having money left. Davian Mitchell.
Overbid on some.
Well, that's what I'm doing now. That's how I won 4 players in a row.
It would bother me if I had money left.
It bothers me I've done it every year since we started doing auction draft. I have like a lot of money left, and
So I'll give you some equal things. When they don't finish all the categories in Jeopardy and there's like one left, like you couldn't freaking read that last category.
I know.
Couldn't?
I know.
Or when someone doesn't erase the chalkboard and leaves like a little speck of chalk. Like, come on, just erase it. I know a chalkboard, I'm dating myself, but whiteboard, okay? Smart board if you want to go there.
Davian Mitchell went for $1. He's Donovan Mitchell's brother.
Are you trying to trick me, or is that true?
No, it's true, but like
Oh.
the Kings already have Halliburton,
So is
Fox, and
Giannis Antetokounmpo. You
yeah.
even draft him.
No, I'm definitely not drafting him.
Or the
Boucher,
other Antetokounmpo.
I'm drafting. I can say it now because I have more money than anybody else.
Are you drafting it up?
Yeah, I don't care. Boucher was really good for me last season. I got him for 12. I don't care. Yeah, projected 13, average 10. Actually, it wasn't that bad.
12.
Yeah,
He
I'll
went
take
for,
him.
right? Yep.
12. He's on my list. That's fine. Now I got to be careful because I have a lot of guys left on my list, and I only
You
have
only
three
got 2
spots
spots left, right? Yeah.
I have 8 guys left on my list, so I can get outbid for a couple. That's fine. I'm glad I don't have to show my list. Is Marcus Smart on my list? Stay tuned.
Would it be smart to have him on your list?
He got suspended for a game for
What did he
conduct
do?
detrimental to the team, which was
Would he spit
not
on
smart.
someone's microphone? Like, what did he do?
I have no idea. They didn't say. They just.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's no fun.
I don't like Smart just because he flops. Like I just really hate floppers.
Wait a minute, then you shouldn't be drafting anybody. I like that they're getting rid of that whole like kick the leg out type stuff.
Yes.
They're supposed to try and outlaw that.
Very
I hope
happy
they do.
about that. Wow, Smart projected 14, average 6, drafted for 6. I don't know why they projected 14 for him. That seems a little high. He's like a good player to have on your team, but he's not a good player to have on your fantasy team.
Right.
Kyle Anderson. Is that the guy they call Slow-Mo?
If it is, that's awesome. I don't know if I'd want that name.
He was on the Spurs before, and now he's on the Grizzlies. Yahoo's projecting him to go down in every single stat category despite 10 more games this season. So that's not great.
That's not a good sign, but what does Yahoo know?
Projected
See,
6.
like when it comes to Yahoo like rankings and projections, I don't know, like I know it from football. They're not always accurate.
I feel like the average salary is better to go by than the projected salary.
Right, because that's real.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. Yeah.
So it's like average
Karis
14, projected 14, average 7. He went for 8. So like, I feel like that's more accurate. Karis LeVert. Is LeVert
Or
the one with
Karis.
the fractured spine?
I don't know.
Yes,
I just
stress
think of him
stress fracture in his back. So he
as dude
went,
who paid his dudes with the nets and then just got kicked to the curb. Oh, there he is. You got to pick him. Do it.
Kuzma. I am
Do
not.
it.
No.
Do it.
No.
We remember he was the whole theme of the podcast last year.
Oh yeah, I was so pissed about the Kuzma pick. Actually, it wasn't that bad of a pick last
It
season.
didn't work out that bad.
But I got rid of him. I dropped
We were
him.
making fun of him so bad last year.
Well, he went for $2 this year.
Yeah.
Didn't I pay for like $18 for him last season or something?
You accidentally. You didn't even mean to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You were like you accidentally clicked something and you were like, God damn it! I paid for Kyle Kuz, and it was literally why we were making fun of him
Yeah. Well, LeVert
because he
went
was
for
going to be like the
3.
12th guy in the Lakers is what we were thinking.
Yeah, he
which
actually
wasn't that far off.
No, he was
but
actually. I mean, he was bad. He put up decent numbers actually.
I guess if you need some threes,
Yeah.
here's Buddy.
Buddy's another guy. That, I thought he was going to be the steal of the draft.
I did too.
Got him. $9.
There it is.
All right. So I have $16
There you go.
left, which is less than most seasons.
You're not gonna. Is anyone gonna spend $16 on any guy for the rest of the draft?
Well, I have 2 spots left. So
Oh, you have 2. I thought you had 1.
no, I have 1. I have 2. So Jeremy Grant, who might be the number 1 guy in Detroit this year.
Which means what? I mean, I guess they've got to score somewhere. They got to
Shit.
win some games.
Do I go for Grant? God damn it. No. He went for 12. I could have bid him for 13, but like there's 2 more guys I want. I'm trying for 8 and 8. You know? If I did 13, I would have only had 5 for a guy I wanted.
Right, and that'd be hard.
Yeah. Lowry
There he
Markkanen.
is. There he is.
I like how the picture of him is not Lowry Markkanen.
What gives that away, Jay? uh,
Lowry went for 3.
that's hilarious.
They
So
had
we're trusting Yahoo rankings when they put up a picture of Larry Markkinen. That's
they had Jeremy Grant's picture still up when Lowry went up.
I will quote Marv Albert, way off.
Jordan Clarkson, 6th man of the year.
To be fair, I'm not so sure there weren't wrong pictures amongst other guys, but we knew that one was wrong. Oh.
So we got who we got? Jordan Clarkson went for 6. Not bad for 6th man of the year.
Right.
Now we got Kevin Porter Jr.
I'm more of a fan of Senior, to be honest. I don't even know what that means.
He's not a Michael Porter Jr.
No, it's the other Porter Jr. Who would have thought there'd be an other Porter Jr., but there is. Like, I don't know this, but like, I understand, like, if your father played in the league, we have to know you're a junior. Do we have to know you're a junior if your senior didn't play? Like, does it matter? Like, do I care if you're the
Yeah,
third?
I wouldn't want Junior on my name anyway. I just got Kevin Porter Jr. for 12. I think he's going to be the number 1 guy in Houston, and I think he's going to put up crazy numbers.
All right. Let's go with the Rockette.
So I have $4 left.
$4 left. So you got to somehow find a good value scrub.
And I have 1 spot. And I have 3 guys on
So
my
you went from
spot.
like one of the least amount of players to now by far and away the most players.
Yeah, I got like 8 out of like the last 12 players or something.
Yeah.
That's my strategy though, the mid round, because like
Like if you look at the picture on the screen, you're like holding up the house here. It looks like.
yeah. But like, you know, I don't want to do what I did last year and have $40 and like everyone else is bidding $1.
Right.
And I ended up with like I think I ended up with $30 last season.
Wow, what a wacky career, Al Horford, huh?
Yeah. Miles Bridges went for 5. Al Horford's up for 3. Yeah, Horford, I don't know. Like he had like
Back
a pretty
in
good
Boston.
he had a pretty good peak, but like fell off really
A pretty
quick.
good valley.
Yeah. So he went for 3. Who do we got next? Waiting for nomination. Waiting for nomination.
The how long do you have to nominate? 15 seconds?
I think so, yeah.
Do you
There's
think
5 seconds left.
someone bowed out and they're just auto drafting?
No, he's just thinking really hard. He's thinking really hard about Josh Giddey from OKC. I'm not
I
going to
thought
get
that was
in
Laurie Markkinen. I'm sorry. That's a little humor. A little humor.
I'm not going to get in on that one.
Nope. Don't do it. Don't fall.
Well,
Don't take that trap.
It's already over my $4. That's weird. He went for 6. Okay,
It's pretty high.
Some people are thinking really good things about him. That was interesting. Mo Bamba. This is year 8 of Mo Bamba watch. Probably going to be his breakout year this time.
I think just out of the love of tacos, are you going to draft Taco Fall?
Well, we'll see who I get. There's still 4 or 5 guys on my.
You
watch
have to
list.
tell us if Taco Fall's on your list.
Spoiler alert: Taco Fall is not on my watch list.
Oh,
I'm not going to be doing any like joke nominations. Oh, I'm nominating right now.
well, you could nominate him.
I'm going
Right?
to nominate Conley.
Mike Conley Jr.
I'm nominating players that I don't want, so you guys bid on them and spend more money.
See, that's a junior that should be a junior, and he's not a junior on the screen.
Oh, there is a Conley senior?
Yes.
Well, isn't there a senior for everybody?
Well, in life, yes, but I mean, I think his
Oh no,
father
no,
did.
it's only if you the first name's the same too, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying is I think his father was in the league. I want to say, or he
Hmm.
was a player.
He went
That's
for.
my point. Like if we knew of your father, then yes, you should differentiate yourself. But if we never heard of your dad, who cares?
What if you just named it like 2?
Like
Mike Conley 2 Electric Boogaloo.
we're running it back.
So who?
Man, Utah had a chance last year. They really screwed that up.
Utah's championship window closed, by the way.
Yep. I think they had their opportunity and they blew it.
I think the West has shifted, and there's a Utah.
Denver also blew it, I think.
I think it depends when Murray gets back.
Losing him hurt.
Yeah.
Yes. Granted, they have maybe the best player in the league or second best player in the league, but
I mean, they had the league MVP.
yeah.
PJ
Something just didn't feel right with them either. I can't pinpoint it, but
PJ Washington went for 2. We got Jalen Suggs. Orlando. I'm really going to need to go to the bathroom when I finish my last draft spot. Would you be able to talk for like 36 seconds on your own?
I could. It won't be interesting though.
That's fine.
Okay, well, no. How about you bring the microphone in the bathroom and we can give a play-by-play about what's happening?
I would if I had that technology.
I had a professor who did that once. He left his lav mic on, and we heard the whole thing.
That's funny.
And he had a little gas too. That was fun.
PJ Washington.
Fun for sophomores in college, listening to that, hearing some moaning and groaning.
Oh,
as
I'm
he's
sure
trying
that was
to fall
hilarious.
apart.
I hate when
It was-
people moan in the bathroom.
Why? Moan or talk? Carry conversation. Bad.
Conversation's funnier than moaning. Like I've been in a stall next to somebody else and they're like moaning, and I'm like, it's not a
Yeah,
porno.
yeah,
like
I'm here. Yeah, like
trying to poop in peace, people.
I don't think I've ever had to moan going to the bathroom. To be
No,
honest.
why would you?
Like I still find moaning in tennis annoying.
Yeah,
Like, do you really have to groan when you hit the ball?
yeah. I never understood that either. But same with weightlifting. It's like you could take a deep breath without like yelling.
Yeah.
Jalen Suggs went for 2. Mobley went for 3. Gordon went for 2. Aaron Gordon for 2 is a good deal.
Yes, I agree. Kind of a forgotten man after that trade, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
they relied on him a lot last year when Murray down. Now, speaking of,
Jamal Murray. So he's targeted to be back near the very end of the season, which might be like playoff week. So are you
is
really
that
going to use?
do you invest? Do you invest? is the
Yeah, and
question.
nobody else wanted to bite. He went for $1. Because remember, fantasy league playoffs begin 2 weeks before the
Right.
regular.
But how
playoffs.
good will he be when he comes back?
That is also true. Do you want to? I mean, we do have injury reserve spots, and I guess that's what he's going for at this point.
Yeah, you just fill it in.
Yeah. Harrison Barnes. I forgot Harrison Barnes was in the league. He's been like,
All over.
yeah, he went from that like Golden State. Like, did he win the first year with Golden State, or did he got traded right before they won?
I want to say he won, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, but he was like a big part of that, and then like just forgotten in Sacramento. He's still
mean,
putting up like decent numbers. He went.
It's
for
amazing
6.
Sacramento was relevant for the many years that they were with like Weber and
They got robbed.
Potts.
They got robbed in 04. They should have beat the Lakers.
Oh.
That was a total ref like.
They
fudge job.
that was the two worst things, and we've said this before on the podcast. That one, and when Steve Nash got checked into the scorers table.
Yeah.
Those are the two
The
biggest
Suns
farces.
probably should have won like 2 championships.
Yep. What a great team.
So I just
At the
got
time.
Klay Thompson for $4.
You did. So that was your last pick. That was the guy you were stalking.
I
huh?
wasn't, but I thought he would go for more because like he's targeted to be back.
Or is it just because you had to pay?
Well, it is also because I had to pay, but he's targeted to be back in like January.
And here's Brooke.
I feel like if he's even half of what he used to be, I'm going to get a ton of threes.
You're gonna get a ton of threes and at some point and a lot of points.
Yeah, points and probably some steals and a couple
Yeah.
rebounds. So like, I'm
I
happy.
think it's worth a $4 flyer.
Yeah,
Think
for
about
four-
it when he was healthy. How much would he have gone for?
Well, not to mention he's on the injured reserve. So like, as soon as this draft is over, I could pick somebody else up. So
Right off the scrap heap. Yep.
yeah. So
Is there a team still with only 4 guys? There's 2 teams with 4 guys.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so they're just gonna get, well, 3 of the guys I'm targeting will definitely be gone. And actually 4 of them. Yeah.
Like, does your target list stay alive even after this is over, or you have to remember who you have in your target list?
It will, but they'll be gone because they're coming up soon.
They're good enough to be drafted in whatever.
Well, because even if these guys like leave, it'll draft in order, and they're in the next 15 in draft order, and there's more than 15 people left to be drafted.
Yeah.
So they'll
Dinwiddie will have a good year.
Yeah, I think he will. All right, I will be
right.
right back.
I will try and follow the draft here while you go.
All right, sounds good.
Have an enjoyable pee. All right, Jonathan Isaac is on the board. The bidding is up to a whopping $1. Are we going to be into the dollar portion of the draft? We've had Jamal Murray at $1 earlier. And there we are, another $1 bid. Player to be nominated here. Kelly Olynyk. A Gonzagaite, I think, if we remember correctly. Another horrible Pistons player, at least in my opinion. $2. All right. I think that was a $2 pick. We await the next pick. Jay is midstream. Derek Favors. Another also ran from the Thunder. Yeah, we're in $2 territory. Jay taking the movie piss, as we like to say, or the draft piss. A $2 pick for Derek Favors. We move along to Alexander Walker. Like a lot of Pelicans. Pelicans have a lot of players. I don't know. I feel like I've seen Pelicans all over the place. $3. $5. It's one of the highest spends in the last few 20, 10, 15 picks. $5 it is. Still one team with 5 players, one with 4. Waiting in the wings for the back end of the draft. I don't think we've seen LeBron yet, have we not? Am I missing something? Still waiting for a player. All right, here we go. Time. Devontae Graham. Another Pelican. See? Here comes Jay.
That was longer than
Back.
37 seconds. Sorry.
That was a guess. It was a draft piss, movie piss.
That was I drank like 6 shots of whiskey piss.
Yes.
So what happened? We had Brooke Lopez.
I recapped the whole thing while we were going.
All right, so I am going to look. Nikhil Alexander Walker was on my list.
Well,
$5.
he went for a lot compared to the last few picks.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get him. I only had 4, so that's fine.
Yeah.
And Graham.
Did LeBron come up yet? Did I miss that?
LeBron?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He did?
Yeah,
All right, I'm not
came
paying.
up fairly early, I think.
Okay.
He.
I forgot what he went for. I don't know. We must have been talking about something else.
LeBron James went for $44.
See, that must piss him off to know that.
And he went
Because he still thinks he's the best player.
He went 18th. He was nominated 18th.
Yeah. Not that he's watching this particular draft, but when he sees all the...
Jordan Poole went for 3. That was my other stealth pick. Because Jordan Poole is going to be the player until Klay Thompson gets back.
Yeah.
Or if Klay Thompson just never gets back, it'll be Poole. And Jalen Green was my next guy, and I wouldn't have got him because he's up to 4 already, and I only had $4. So, all right, I feel better about the Clay because I wouldn't have got
Are all
Nikhil.
4 off the board now?
I have 1 left, two left, and they'll be going. One of them will 100% be going. The other one's almost definitely going. Gary Trent Jr. not on my list. Do you know anything about Gary Trent Jr.?
I heard of him, but at
That-
this point of the draft is like, yeah, I've heard of these guys, or they were good in college, and I remember that, but this is where the draft gets a little. Any draft, it's like
Yeah.
I like when people like are scrutinizing their 12th pick. They're like, oh my god, who do I pick?
Well, the person with the most money has $16, but he also has 9 open spots. So
It's $1. Yeah, it's $1 or $2, $2.
I don't know if that's the best.
You're Schroeder.
Who does he have? Because that's like
How much is the buy-in for this one?
25.
And what do you make money first, second, third, or
Yeah, so I think it's like 200, 150.
okay?
I mean, 100% goes to the winners. I'm not like one of those guys that like takes my own cut for organizing the league.
Oh no, but I'm a guy. If I win, though, I do tip.
I've had that happen
Running it.
before. Not that I expect it or want it.
You don't expect it, but I'm one that would do it.
I do have to say, trying to organize this is difficult.
Yes, it is a challenge.
Not only do I have to get 13 people to like pay and join before the draft, like I have to try and figure out a time that works.
A
'cause we
good
have lot-
time that works for
Well, we have a lot of
everybody.
international listeners, so there's some people that are. It's like probably 3 in the morning right now.
Yes,
But then we also have people from Australia, and so it's like 7 in the morning when they start. So like, that's why it was at a weird time. We usually do the draft at we usually do the show at like 9 p.m., but be like 3 in the morning for the European players, and that's just not fun for
it's a little tough. A little
A
tough.
little tough. Ending at 3 is a completely different game than
Marks.
starting at 3. So Josh just said it's a 10 a.m. start in Sydney. So that's not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah,
Sleep.
you had your breakfast.
Yeah, sleep in, eat a little breakfast. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'm glad that worked out at least. So it's what, a 15-hour difference? I didn't know it was that. I thought it was an even 12.
I thought it was more. See, there you go.
So it's American education for you.
I'm smart.
So what happened? Jalen Green went for 4. Trent Jr. went for 2. Schroeder for 2. I think is really good.
Yep.
Wendell
The other
Carter,
Bogdanovich.
Carter Jr. for $1. Marcus Morris Sr. for $1. Yeah, the other Bogdanovich for $1. Sadiq Bey up to $2. I'm the only team with all the roster spots filled. Interesting.
Didn't see that coming.
No, didn't see that coming at all. Daniel Gafford, which was the other guy on my list. We're down to 3 more guys on my list. Gafford played the Knicks yesterday, and he looked pretty decent. And the other center in Washington is out and always injured. Thomas.
Yep.
Yeah, he's always out. So Gafford will probably have a good year. $4 is good. See, I would have got that bid anyway.
Now, are you comfortable going to a game or no?
I don't think so. Not yet.
I would agree.
We'll see what happens in a few months, but right now I don't think so. We're close. We probably have. This will be over by 9:30, I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
Which is good. 2.5 hours for a draft. I mean, I think everyone went pretty quickly. We didn't get into a lot of bidding wars. It wasn't like.
I think anything over 3 hours is just too much.
That's why I don't watch football and baseball anymore. They both went over 3 hours, and I'm like, that's too big of a commitment.
Baseball's averaging 3.5.
I know, that's insane. And if it goes into
This
extra innings, you could have like four and a
oh,
half.
forget it. Yeah.
I can't do
No, at
that.
least the thing about basketball and hockey, right? You know they're going to be about two,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Give or take.
And if basketball can tweak a few things,
Replays. The
replays
replays.
and that charge block thing, if they
Yes.
work on that, like honestly, if you need slow motion to tell if it's charge or a block, it's charge. I mean, it's a block, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the replays are the worst, especially at the end of the games. They take too long.
I think it's a block because the offensive guy can't possibly, if you can't even tell in slow
Real
motion,
time. Yeah.
how is the person on offense supposed to react in like a fraction of a second? Like that's a block.
Yeah. Yeah, block charge sucks. Block charge is like check swing. It's like, it's all judgment. I mean,
Yeah,
some of
no.
it's obvious, if you're stationary.
You
Some of
need
them
to
are
be
obvious.
there like a full second, and you don't need slow motion to tell if the guy was there for a full second. So like, most
I
of these
just-
are blocks.
I just hope, I said it before, this kicking out and leaning in, landing under, it's got to get out of the game. It's
Yeah,
horrible.
they seem to be working on that because it was a preseason game where Curry jumped into the player and they didn't call it, and so I'm glad they're like, at least in preseason, it looks like they're sticking to their guns.
Now, what does that do to Harden? Because he's the one that does it the most.
I feel like Harden will find another way to cheese the refs.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's like the
Such a
guy that uses
gimmicky
like
player.
who spams one move in like Street Fighter, or like who
Yeah.
uses a cheat code or something like.
No, he finds an Easter egg or something. Like,
yeah.
like I could tell you, I randomly found this, and this is dating myself. In NBA Live in Genesis, if you played on a parquet floor, if you shot from a corner of a parquet piece,
Mhm.
you automatically hit a shot every time.
Oh wow.
There was a thing. I swear to God, I didn't. This is pre-internet, and I just was randomly screwing around because the game got so easy.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, I'll just shoot from. Oh my God, that actually worked.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I forgot which NBA Live it was, but it was a Genesis one. But it's like, oh, I found a way to game the system. Great. I'm going to ruin the game.
I would like
I
NBA
hate-
Live to make a comeback because 2K starts sucking, but like Live
I
dropped
can't-
out, so there's no competition now.
There's no that's when the games are good, when there was like two choices, right? And they had to up their games against each other.
Well, I really liked GM mode, and
Yes.
so like you basically just make the trades and you simulate the games and you try and make a championship team. Lately, I don't know if you played any of the newer ones. They tweaked it so that you have to have chit chats with like they literally call it chit chats with players and your staff. And so simulation takes hours for like one
Yeah,
season.
no
'Cause
thanks.
You have to
I'm
talk
good.
to everybody, and if you don't talk to them, they get
You
upset.
lose.
And everyone wants to trade. Everyone wants to.
I'm
leave
all
the
for
team.
realism, but there's enough. Right?
It's
I mean,
ridiculous. I just want to make the moves and simulate the team and see.
I want to
how it
have
goes.
fun.
Yeah, tweak like the minutes played maybe, but like, it completely ruined that mode and like
Yeah.
and the regular mode got so complicated. Like,
I suck at the basketball games now. I used to be good at them or decent. I suck.
yeah, I used to be like Live 95. I was amazing, but like
Yeah.
with the new ones, it's like there's like three different shoot buttons, and then you have to hold a
Yeah.
button to post up.
And the
then there's
timing is just different now.
4 different dribble buttons. It's like
The only sport I'm still good at video game was hockey. I still can play hockey pretty well, but
NHL
the
94
baseball
is still
games?
the best one.
still the best one. But the baseball games are harder. Madden, I feel like, is annoying. You have to change the sliders if you want it to be fun.
So
Part of it is I'm old.
we got Jaden McDaniels for $1, Killian Hayes for $4, Keldon Johnson for $1, Zubac for $2, Reggie Jackson was on my list for $1, Jason Tate for $1, Joe Harris for $1.
I just want someone to call him Mr. October just once, just to say it, just to fuck with him. It's not his fault. His parents named him Reggie Jackson.
Curry slide for 2K. I don't know that.
Is that a slider or is that a move that you do?
I'm guessing that's a move you do. TJ McConnell for $2. That's good. McConnell was like, he was one of the guys I picked up for Kuzma. I think when I dropped Kuzma, McConnell was good.
You were never supposed to drop Kuzma. You had to hang on to him the whole year last year.
You know, if I held on to him, I probably could have traded him for something semi-decent. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Will said it's a move that frees you up for a 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming in 2K, if you get an open 3 from Curry, that's like an
It's automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in real life it is. So
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, exactly. So who did I end up? I kind of
What happened?
I kind of went into like a bidding friend. I blacked out for a minute, bid on like
Oh.
8 guys. I'm just trying to look at my team now.
Oh, okay.
Like, who did I end up with? I just kind of like went berserk. All right. So I got Mills, Fournier, Rozier, Durant, Stewart, Plumlee, Vucevic, Boucher, Bogdanovich, Powell, Heald, Porter Jr., Kevin Porter Jr. in Houston, and Clay. I like it.
It's a very eclectic team.
I like it. I like it. We'll see what. So
We'll
when
see
the,
how it pans out.
when the draft ends, Yahoo will estimate.
Yeah, they'll give you a grade, right?
Yeah, but they estimated I finished like 7th or 8th last season,
And
and
you finish first.
I finished 3 games ahead of 2nd and like 20 games ahead of 3rd last season. But you know, then everyone decided to
They're basically grading you on how they grade things.
right.
So it's kind of like, I don't know,
But,
silly.
But then I had like 5 guys decide to sprain their ankles like the day before the playoffs, so like can't tell what's gonna happen. So last year, like I got into a bidding war for Harrow. He's still not. He's still not
there yet.
taken by any team.
No, Duncan Robinson's going before him.
Duncan Robinson went for 2. Drummond went for 2. Remember when Drummond was like
Different strokes for different folks. I'm sorry, I had to make the Drummond joke.
last season? Drummond went for a lot.
I feel like he's been in the league forever.
Yeah, he was on the cusp of like getting a max contract, and now he's like the 5th center on Cleveland. It's like,
Here's Hero.
Philly. Hero. So projected 0, average 2.3. Looks like he might go for $1.
He's kind of buried on Miami at this point, no?
He went for $1. I mean, he's coming off the bench for probably Robinson. I'm just mad at him for like the shit show he threw up last season.
D Rose.
Nick Alert. Projected 0, average 1.5. I think everybody's gonna go for $1 now, right? Like everybody's out of money.
Is that I can't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I can on the left side. 6-2-2. You're out. 7-4-2.
Yeah, everybody's out. Everybody's gonna go for $1 now.
Yeah, it's
So-
got to be $1 for everybody.
So it's just nominate whoever you want. So we're just riding this out now.
So I think this is what you were saying. So like, there's one team with 6 spots. They have to have at least $6 on the board, right? They won't let them go below that.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
So like if he had $7 in 6 spots, the max he could bid is $2.
2 on some guy.
That's what happened to me. Like, yeah. So Thaddeus Young just went for $1. He was the second to last guy on my list.
And
So-
there's still
If the last guy on my list goes, I'm gonna have to find somebody else for the Klay Thompson spot.
yeah, there's still 4. What is it? 9, 10, 14, 20. There's still about 30 picks left. 40 picks.
What? Really?
Look how many white boxes are left. Not to get racial, but there's a lot of white boxes.
Oh my God. Well, my next guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 down, so that's definitely gonna be gone. So I'm gonna have to hope for somebody. Well, I'm gonna start looking, right?
Yeah, I think you better start shopping now.
Yeah. I could start looking like I could start like 20 down, see who's there. I mean, it's interesting who's like not going to get drafted. Like John Wall's making $40 million. He's probably not going to get drafted.
That's crazy.
You brought up Rubio. He's not going to get drafted.
No, there's like 30 some odd picks left
Wow. Well, luckily that's going to be
that are all going to be $1.
that are all going to be $1, I think. Larry Nance Jr. just went for 2. That might be the high bid.
See, he's allowed to have a junior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We know His dad was a good player.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which
Nance
makes me
was.
feel a little-
Those Cleveland teams were underrated.
They had the Bulls blocking them.
Yeah, they had Doherty, Nance, Price. If I could name more
Elo,
than
baby.
Elo,
Yeah, no, you can name their whole starting lineup and guys off the bench.
yeah, if you could name more than like two guys from 20 years ago, they had a good team.
Yep.
Reading
Those
that,
Cavs teams were good.
yeah, reading that Knicks book, like they beat some really good teams. I mean, they consistently beat the Cavs, the Pacers. They beat all except for
Pacers.
that one choking year.
The Heat. The Hornets weren't that good, but they beat them a couple times, I think, right?
I mean,
Larry Johnson.
yeah, I mean they had Johnson, Morning, Bogues for a little while.
Yep.
Although I didn't realize Morning got traded like pretty quickly, which
Pretty early.
I thought was
yeah,
a
to the Heat.
weird move to like trade your best player like that quickly.
Well, I think there was some tension on that team, on that Hornets. Team
That's
at the
what I
time.
was. That's the interesting part of that Knicks book. It's called Knicks of the '90s by Paul Nepper. There was some trades the Knicks made, and I didn't realize it didn't seem to make sense at the time. But then when you read the book, you're like, oh, they were like battling with the front office and like
Yep.
why they trade Mark Jackson. Like he gained a little weight and like he was battling with Riley, so it like made a lot of sense. You know,
Then they ended up getting him back, which we all forget.
yeah. Like the amount of players the Knicks have gotten back in like when they're almost 40 and like completely washed up is
That's always been a
astounding.
Knicks and Rangers thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get Wayne Gretzky at the end of his career.
I remember that.
They've done, that's a Garden thing.
So Thaddeus
Not
Young
lately.
for $1. That's the second to last player on my list. Larry Nance Jr. for $2. Steven Adams for $1. Cole Anthony for $2. And DeAndre Hunter for $1. DeAndre Hunter is another one who's like, he's very good, but like he's ended the season with injuries like the last year or two.
He wasn't on your list, was he?
No, he, he was healthy for the Knicks series and then got injured again. Son of a bitch.
Kelly
Oubre. Oubre was on my team last year, and he was actually pretty good. I don't know how he's going to be on the Hornets as like the fourth option though. But for $1, I would take that. Do we still got a ton of picks?
Look at this. Yeah, there's a lot to go. Joe Ingles.
Well, I mean,
Here's the guy in the league that looks like he shouldn't be playing in the league, but somehow he's good, decent enough.
even when you watch him during the game, you're like, what is he doing out
Yeah,
there?
he looks like a herb. He really does.
He gets like
Naomi Williams.
and then he'll get like a stealth 20 points. And like,
I know. Like he looks like he barely should be playing like at the pickup game up at the Y.
Yeah. So he went for $1. Harrell went for $1. Harrell, like 2 years ago,
Yeah, he was a hot player. Now he's fallen off.
borderline. He was on my fantasy team 2 years ago, and he was awesome. Terrence
One of the
Ross.
Lakers was didn't work out.
Terrence Ross went for $2. Is there anybody else that can outbid for anybody? Yeah, Mello has $8 with 4 spots left.
And let's see if Melo picks Melo.
So he can actually bid $5 for a player if he chooses.
Because I don't think Melo's gone.
No, Melo's not gone.
Nor would I ever. I don't think I'd draft him. I don't think he's in the top. How many teams is there again?
30?
No, how many teams in your league here?
Oh, 14.
What's 14 times 12? Whatever that math is. I
Four-
don't think he's in that.
14 times 13, actually.
Oh.
This would be wild.
Oh yeah,
100.
14 times 13. Sorry, I can't. I can only see 12 on this because
Was that 179?
box blocks it.
I'm trying to do drunk
Sure.
math, but drunk head math says 179. I could be wrong.
I don't think that's right, but maybe. Let's see. I'm going to actually pull up what we call a calculator. 182. You were close.
Okay, not bad. Oh, for the
Is
amount of
Carmelo
listeners.
Anthony the 182nd best player in the league or not? That's the question.
I would say yes.
You still say yes. I guess so.
Yeah, I mean that's
As a
pretty
fantasy
low.
player, though,
As a fantasy player, maybe.
what does he get you besides points?
Well, I mean, if you're
Don't play
13th,
D.
if you're 13th guy on the bench, yeah, he really doesn't do much. Even in his prime, he was really just like points and threes.
Just
Like,
points. Yeah.
field goals, he kills you. He doesn't rebound a lot. He doesn't assist at all.
No.
So not great.
Dribble, dribble, dribble.
Yeah.
If they had a stat for dribbling, I wonder if they have that as a next gen stat. Like how many dribbles a guy took.
I think they
should have
do. There's one site that has all this weird stuff, like the amount of time held and like hockey assists and. all
Yeah, I
this
know about the
crazy-
hockey assists, but like number of dribbles taken, that tells a lot. I think.
Yeah. So we had Cam Reddish for $1, Scotty Barnes for $1, Bobby Portis for $1, and Taj Gibson, Nick Alert. So this is Noel and Robinson insurance. He's going to go for $1.
How about number of carries not called? Oh, right, that's everybody.
Yeah. When I was on the team, I thought you literally had to like slap the ball up and down. I didn't know you could kind of like grab the ball and move it around. And I was always a terrible dribbler because I didn't know that you could
Well,
kinda
I
choose
think
it.
there was a time where you weren't allowed to do this.
Because you can
And
kind of
now-
grab the ball and like move it around. Like you can put your hand at like 45 degrees under the ball, like as long as it's not like 85 degrees under the ball, as long as it's not
Go
like
back to like the 50s and 60s and you watch. No one did that. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that's the way the game should be, but like there was none of that.
I just feel like if a basketball coach told me like, hey, you don't have to just like slap the top of the ball,
Your game would have been better.
much better, like much better. Probably would have had more than 1 point for the season.
What about traveling too?
I was okay with that.
Oh, you were good with traveling.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like now you could take 4 steps and get away with it.
True, but I
It's
don't know.
crab dribble and
Yeah.
Euro step and
You see, I was always either like spot up 3 or like under the basket, back to the basket. I was never really like.
no, I know. Yeah, you weren't like an outside player. I get it, but
Yeah, I was never driving to the basket.
no, you were more an interior guy. But like, I'm just saying, like, you can get away with so much more now.
Not that I was any good, but I guess it would be like a Kevin Love game, like rebounds and threes.
There's a guy, man, who's fallen off.
He's
Kevin
making
Love.
he's making like 30 million this year, I think. He's got 2 more years on his contract. I love when he trolls his team. Did you see that one where he was posting up and nobody was passing to him and he purposely got a 3-second violation?
No, he totally didn't.
Oh, it's on YouTube. It's so
Preseason or regular?
regular season during a game.
Really? I remember the thing where like he like didn't he like walk away from an inbounds pass and just said screw it kind of thing?
Yeah, he slapped it just right out of bounds. It was against
Right.
Toronto. Yeah, no, you got to look up the post.
I mean, he has mental health things going on, so I don't want to like minimize it, but it is.
Well, he's
pretty,
also,
that is
he's
pretty
also
funny.
frustrated with Garland and Sexton because they don't really pass. So yeah, look it
Right.
up. There's this play where he's posting up. He's like right under the basket and he has his hand up and nobody's passing to him, so he just stands there with his hand up until they blow the whistle, and then
3 seconds.
and then he continues to stand there with his hand up just to make
So-
sure like everybody knows that hey, I
Yep.
did this on purpose. Like I am doing this.
He needs to take a purposeful 8-second violation this year too. Then we need to see that.
I'm looking forward to seeing what he does to like troll his teammates.
Well, he's like the only guy left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got Nick Claxton for $1, Okeke for $1, Huerta for $1, Hardaway Jr. for $2, Dylan Brooks for $1.
See Hardaway Jr. I'm all right with that.
We have one guy on my list left, and there's like 20 picks left, so I'm not getting him. Right? There's a lot of picks left.
Let's see. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
25.
plus 9, 11, 24 picks.
Jesus. I went out real early.
You did. You've been out for at least a half hour.
But I have $0 left for the first time since we've been doing auction draft.
Which may not be good because you finished first place last year, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I feel like I talked you into it.
It'll be interesting because I'm actually happy with my team this year. So we'll see if
That's
it
not good
actually,
either.
I know, exactly. I was miserable. I was like devastated last season, and it worked out.
He's a good 3-point guy.
Seth Curry, yeah.
Yeah.
So we just had Kira Lewis go for $1 and Kem Birch for $1. and we'll have Seth Curry for $1. Yeah, Seth is good, and you know, if Simmons doesn't play, Seth is going to get a lot of minutes.
Yep.
So it's up to you if you want to ride the rest of this out, because it's
I'll
really
finish it out. I mean, it was going to be another 10 minutes.
yeah. I think it once the
It's
guy
really
gets,
up to you. It's your podcast.
No, it's fine. I just I don't want you to sit here and like be like, oh my
Nah,
god,
that's all good.
D'Anthony.
I do
Melton
have to. I do. If we can, if once it ends, though, I am going to bow out.
You know, watch some immediate Squid Game.
That and I do want to watch the movies that made us Coming to America. I want to. That's one I haven't seen that I want to watch.
Okay. Yeah, I'm liking Squid Game a lot. Let me know. Let me know what you think as you watch, because I
Yeah,
thought it was really good.
and you season 3, which I am not looking forward to. I liked the first season, didn't like the second, but I'll stick with one more.
Of what?
YOU.
Never
is the
even
name of
heard
the
of that.
show. First season's awesome. You should watch it.
What is it?
It's like I guess a psycho type drama, if you
Okay.
will. I think it was good.
I just started watching Alice in Borderlands.
That I don't know.
It's almost similar to Squid Game, where people end up in like a really deadly game that they weren't aware they were going to be involved in.
Right.
This one's Japanese, and it's cool because I recently went to Japan, so it's kind of cool being like, oh, I was like standing on that street.
Like I was near that landmark or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
they were.
Yeah,
You know,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, 'cause, I never traveled anywhere abroad until about 4 years ago. So like now I'm excited
Right.
when I actually travel.
When you
and
see something that you
places.
saw,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of, here's Ricky Rubio, by the way.
Yeah, Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, I mean, I had to put the English overdub on for Squid Game. I just don't like reading my shows. I'm a lazy bastard.
See, like I wouldn't mind reading if it's something where you're not looking at the background. But I feel like there's so much to look at during that show. Like,
Right, exactly. Like you don't want to have to just focus on the bottom middle.
right, I watched like a foreign like Pride and Prejudice where they're just sitting in a room talking. But like Squid Game, you want to be looking at everything going on.
Yeah, you want to see the action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite is episode 4. So let me know what you think.
Okay.
For me, I was
I
like,
will let you know. I don't know if I'm
holy
going to
shit.
binge so much tonight. We'll definitely probably get it. Well, depends on how long Kathy lasts. She gets up super early in the morning, so she fizzles out pretty early. So we'll see.
I'm not so much a binge guy. I watch like 2 episodes of a show, but like I'm
depends.
I'm not one to watch like 7 episodes in a row.
I will say, like when Stranger Things came out, we binged the whole. Glow was another one we just got into when it came out at the time.
Yeah, I didn't watch
There's
that.
just certain shows that I will stick with the whole night and just do it. I'd rather not, because I'd rather spread the wealth, to be honest. But
Yeah, I see people that flip out like, oh, they're releasing this one a week. Like, I'm never watching this. I'm going to cancel my Prime subscription. I'm like, how spoiled are you? Like,
so I love Ted Lasso. We purposely watched only one like a night or one at a time.
yeah, I'm
And
watching.
my Apple subscription ran out. I got to resubscribe because I want to catch the end of it. I don't know if you watched it. It's really good.
No, but I just ordered an iPhone, so I'll get a year for free. So I'll watch Ted.
That's
Lasso.
how I got it. Yeah. So Ted Lasso is good. I heard the Jon Stewart show is not good, by the way.
But I'm really into Blacklist, but like I only watch like 2 a week, maybe. Like, I don't know. I'm just not a binge guy.
I think I got to be in the mood to do it. I think it's not intentional. It just happens. Like, all right, let's go. We'll watch another one.
Yeah, it's also like a time thing. Like as I get older, I have less time.
Yeah, or like, how long can are you starting to get tired and whatnot?
Well, like when I play video games, I used to be like, I'm gonna 100%. I'm gonna do all the side missions. I'm gonna get all the collectibles.
I can't sit in front of a video game for more than 20 minutes now.
I can do like an hour, maybe 2, but like
I get bored.
maybe you're not playing the right games. But
Look, this is a boring game in a sense, but I used to play Tetris for hours upon hours on the Game Boy back when we were kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
I still play. I'll play Tetris 99 on the Switch. After about 20 minutes, my eyes start to go, and I just kind of like, I'd rather just do something different.
you haven't played like Horizon Zero Dawn or like the new God of War or something like that, though. That's
No, but I don't know if I could get into those games. It's just not my style.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I used to be able to sit down and play a baseball game, like on Nintendo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Couldn't do it now.
Yeah. I remember Live 95. I would play like 3 games in a row.
Jay, I'd be playing that for 4 hours straight.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd be popping Genesis games in and out, hours upon hours after
yeah.
school or whenever. You put that in front of me now, I'll probably play a game or two. Now, if I'm playing against someone, there's more of a likelihood that I would play more.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like if I'm by myself,
Yeah, but also like with a game, like I can be like, oh, I could beat this game in 20 hours. I get 100% do all the side missions and collectibles in like 80 hours. I'm going to take that extra 60 hours and beat like 3 other games. I'm not going to go through the whole.
spread the wealth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I'm about like, doing the main story and maybe a couple side things, but I'm not going to spend all that time
But
doing
you
all
like those types. Like the last game I even attempted to do that, I'm dating myself, is Grand Theft Auto 3 for PlayStation 2, I guess it was, right?
not even Vice City or San Andreas.
No, like because you know what, I loved 3, and I would go over a friend's house, some people I would stay up till 5 in the morning playing that game, and then I would get in the car and feel like I want to hit people, which is really bad, right? Like, but because you're playing it for so long,
I've done that
but
too. Like, yeah, you play Grand Theft Auto for 5 hours and then it messes with your head.
it messes with your head. It really does, and at least I'm aware that it does. And I was just annoyed that I couldn't do certain missions. Like, I didn't want to be bothered anymore. I was just like, it was fun. I felt like that game was more fun just creating disaster.
Yeah.
Like when I play a NASCAR game, I like to race around the track backwards and run into people. Like, I don't know, it's
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto, I get 90% through the game, and then I just create chaos for like weeks before I beat the game.
right.
Once I
'Cause
can
it's
unlock
like,
all the rocket launcher and like all the good stuff.
yeah, all the cool weapons and cars and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're releasing a new one soon, I heard. I think the draft is over.
Oh, okay. So let's recap.
Well, I think so. I can't see yep, and now I can see it barely right under our boxes there.
So we had Cantor, Crowder, Beasley for 2. Everyone else has 1. Carmelo, Precious, Chiwa, Terrence Mann, Quickly, Will Barton, Eric Bledsoe, Danny Green, Trey Murphy,
Danilo Gallinari.
Alexej Pokusevsky.
Bless you.
He is like 7'2", and he weighs something like 100.
So Dougie Buckets, Big Buckets was
170%.
was Mr. Irrelevant.
Aldridge, Tybalt, TJ Warren for Buck is good. Roby, Rui Hachimura, Royce O'Neal, Gallinari, Doug McDermott.
So is your guy still on the board, or is it no? Or you can't
No.
say.
No, my guy was who was he? He was actually a Minnesota guy, so I'm glad he got taken.
Oh, there you go. So you went. So you don't go against your. So
Malik
10
Beasley.
minutes until your grades come out, I guess.
Malik
Is that
Beasley
how
was
that works?
my guy. I think I don't know. Let's see. Draft. Yeah.
This is a clock at the top left.
Let's see. Let me see if I exit the draft on my side, if it'll rank them. There's standings. Okay. So so it has projected stats. I am
Yeah,
ranked.
you should pull up that screen at this point, or you can't, or would it be like? No, you probably could, right?
Yeah, I think I could actually.
Because this screen is kind of stale at this point.
Yeah. Yes. So let me see. I'm gonna have to switch that. How do I do that? Bear with me. We'll get there in a second. Window capture 2. Yep. I'm figuring it out on the fly. We're gonna go.
Sorry, I put you on the spot there.
No, that's fine.
I think it would
There we
make
go.
sense.
There we go.
A little entertainment value.
So so it looks like they're ranking
There
me
we go.
9th, which is about where they ranked me last year.
Yep. Tied for 8th, actually.
Monkey
Right?
Farts is first. Tied for 8th, I think, last year. The guy who won the league they're saying 11th. Huge gap, like 90.
Wow,
to
look at like
47.
14th place compared to first place.
Yeah,
It's like
huge
almost
gap.
half.
Huge gap. So let's see. Field goal percentage. I'm really down there. Free throw, middle. Number 1 and 3. Pretty good in points.
Are these the stats you're graded on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rebounds terrible. Assists terrible. Steals bad. Blocks bad. Turnovers good. It's not good. Not good.
Oh,
Okay.
you got to play the games.
You know what? Looking at my team, though, I'm happy with it. I mean, I think I have a good team.
So who's your first matchup? Do you know? Schedule set?
I don't think so. Let's.
You can go week by week or night by night.
It is week by week. So I play one team for a week straight, and it's by
Right.
9 different stats.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, interesting. Well, we'll see how we do.
We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm gonna bow out. It was fun.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
A
think it was good.
tradition like no other. 2 years in a row.
Yeah, no, I think it was fun. Thanks for joining.
Yep.
And we'll
Get
have
me
you
on the
soon.
other one sometime soon.
Yeah, so we have a comedy podcast.
Even
called
though
The
I
Brink
kind
of
of bailed on
Sanity.
the other one
Yeah,
accidentally, like a
whatever.
dick. No, I fell asleep. Is really what happened.
That's
but-
fine. Shit happens. I've had it happen before. We'll have you back on The Brink of Sanity is our comedy podcast. We'll have Martin on that. We have some stuff to cover about our jobs, which will be fun talking points. So yeah, thanks for joining, and we'll do Brink soon.
Yes.
Enjoy your
I'll see you, man.
enjoy your Squid Game.
Oh, yes. See ya.
All right, later, man. All right, so that was our draft episode. Thank you for watching. We are NY Knicks Podcast on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, Patreon. If you want to help support the show, patreon.com/NY Knicks Podcast. We have the New York Knicks Podcast.com and the New York Knicks nyknickspodcast@gmail.com is our email if you want to email us. And we have a comedy show called The Brink of Sanity. It's Mark, who's the co-host of this show, and we have other guests rotating in. Like Martin, who was just on. We have Bry. We have a bunch of other people, and we talk about life and funny stuff, funny news stories, and a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah, thanks for joining. If you are in the Twitch room, you can hit the follow button and you'll get a notification when we go live. We do this show. We do The Brink of Sanity, our comedy show live, and I do some video game streams. Sometimes with other people, sometimes solo, but you can watch us play some games. And yeah, so thanks again, and we will be back soon. We're going to play the goodbye song.
Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go.
This is the end.
Say goodbye.